Let's. All right, and we are live. Heyo. Let's get right into this, baby. This is gonna be sick. What's up, Suggs? How you doing? Hello there. All right. Got some people trickling in. Nice, nice. I am actually watching it live here as well. So that should be fun. Oh, I didn't even realize I could mute my screen audio. That's kind of cool. But definitely going to be having another good day here. Not going to be streaming for 6 hours, but I did promise y'all I'd be wearing a headband. So that's what we're doing today. We're wearing a headband. Andrew Coker is running his 40, and it's a 4.39. I did not make any bets today. So got to keep that in mind as well. But this is going to be sick. We're getting some 40-yard dash times in. I missed out on Joe Alt just to be able to set this stream up. I was just like, screw it. Why not? We're going to have a good time. We're going to be just chilling. What's up, everybody? We already got 13 people in here, which is pretty damn fast. So it's nice to see y'all joining and hanging out with the club. Oh, feel free to interact because somehow my voice survived, but not by much. So I'm going to keep the volume a little bit low. Maybe you guys can hear it in the background. I don't know if NFL, I don't know if they're going to take down the stream for this, but let's see. We have Brandon Coleman's second run of his first run is a 4.99. Very impressive. Sub 5 is very good. He has over 34-inch arms. That was very nice testing right there. Very good testing. As y'all can tell, I have been very active on Twitter as well. So we do love that as well. Mike Renner just said Joe Alt is Marvin Harrison Jr. at offensive tackle. Frank Crum running his 40. 5-second flat. Not bad. Not bad, dude. We're still waiting for these 40-yard dashes to populate. I think my stream is a little bit ahead on compared to what it was yesterday. So, by the way, let's just go over these statistics right now, y'all. Let's go over this. So, we have Javian Cohen having a 26.5. What's up, Star Killers? We have Javian Cohen doing the worst jump of the day. You know, I thought he was actually in that 340 range. Olu's about to run his 40 right now. That's going to be sick. We love that. So very excited. Hold up. And he is off. Nice first steps. Wish he got a little bit lower out of his break, but 5.11, 40, not too shabby, man. I feel like he should have went a little bit faster than that, but you know, really good overall measurables. Small hands. I don't give a shit about small hands though, if I'm going to be blunt. Looking at the other statistics, we got Cooper Beebe with a short jump. I'm going to just point out things that surprise me. Joe Alt with the smaller jump. He's not the most explosive athlete on planet Earth, but he is someone who has a ton of talent, and he's just very patient. My one issue with him is I think he's a little too soft with the patty cakes. Mark loves his Olu. Troy Fautanu just jumped. He just stood up way too fast, and he just still ran a 5.01, which is ridiculous. I think he's probably in that 4.95 to 4.9 range, though. Go Blue says, what's up? Starkiller says, I think Olu is going to do amazing due to his physical gifts. I do agree. He just doesn't have big hands. People get overly anal about hand size. I prefer to look at hand size for interior offensive linemen rather than tackles. Like, there's just a little bit of a difference in the overall game when, you know, offensive tackle is designed to hold the perimeter versus you have to essentially just hold your grounds in between offensive linemen. There's just a different type of strategy, and I think people overvalue hand size a lot unless you're consistently playing with the tight end, because hand size generally is linked to control, and control is more of a trait you need on the interior of the offensive line. You need to have a little bit more range when you're on surrounding that barrier, because essentially your job is to hold the perimeter of the pocket rather than the base of the pocket. There just needs to be a little bit more consensus on that ideology. But explosiveness wise, nothing special from Joe Alt or Blake Fisher. I don't read too much into this. I prefer to actually just look at the offensive tackles that do really, really well rather than the ones that do poorly. Like Christian Haynes, I thought actually might jump a little bit better than this. He jumped to 33, which is still close to the top of the class, but he's just someone who I had a 9 or a 10 in terms of his overall athleticism. Tyler Guyton, of course, jumped out of the gym. This Garrett Greenfield guy, I have no idea who he is. Like, haven't studied him, and I hope it doesn't start playing some random BS in the background, and it does not. But 38.5 for that jump is that I don't know how many tackles. Oh, here, by the way, look, see, this is you can actually change through the years. So yeah, Blake Freeland was the 37-inch jumper in 2023. The next highest jump in 2022 is 33.5. And that had some good ass dudes. 2020 had a 36.5 with worse. So this is, that jump is the highest jump in the past, half a decade, damn near. Mark says still hoping we see Estime go down. We'll see if he actually finishes his 40. Rumor is that he's still doing it. Which OT will be available at 27 for the cards? At this rate, I don't know. Like, you might get lucky with Jordan Morgan at this point. It looks like these tackles, based on their physical profiles, are going to be essentially delegated to the top 20. Like, all teams essentially need offensive linemen at this point in one way, shape, or form. And these tackles are proving to be very hard to miss. Blake Fisher is running his 40 at the moment and 5.21. He has some really thin legs. It wasn't ever like an extremely great mover, in my opinion. So I'm not going to be overly anal for it. Jeremy Flax had an awful 10-yard split, damn near a 4.2. Oh, in a 5.67 40. Hello. But yeah, the OTs are just a little bit tough to handle. Javon Foster, 1.79 split. That's nice. 5.30 on the 40. He kind of pulled up at the end there. I hope that he's all right. But they still don't even have the freaking O-line 40 yards coming out. Tully Pawaga, 1.77 split. Very nice. 5.20 flat on the 40. Respect. If they're below 5.3, that's where I start getting comfortable. We got this random Liberty guy running his 40, 5.51 with a 1.9 split. I care a little bit more about split than anything, though, for O-linemen. How often are they going to be running 40 yards? So that's going to be the stat when it starts populating that we care about a little bit more. Let's see. We're digging a little bit deeper, though. But yeah, OT at 27 is going to be really tough. There's a lot of really good players in this class, so we might get blessed with some falling, but teams all need offensive tackle. Do you think it's better for the Texans to get Wilkins than AD or Newton and Roman in the second? Wilkins AD all day. Wilkins all day. AD. Like, as long as you have the cap, which I know y'all do, dude, spend your money on that. Something's up with Newton. That's why the NFL doesn't like him. I don't know. It's not based on the talent. Can't be. And then some people say it's the size, but that doesn't make any sense either because he's bigger than Byron Murphy. There's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. So I'd go after the proven talent plus AD, which that'd be a ridiculous group there. We got Mark saying Jeremy Flax must have been running in reverse or just training with Audric Estime, especially since the Texans' red zone offense was so bad. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, having that explosiveness is going to be key. Delmar Glaze with a 179 split and 521 40. Very, very nice. Again, still waiting on these splits to pop up and populate. Let's look at the explosiveness drills right here. Of course, Flax with that 10-4. Not surprised. Christian Haynes with the 8-6 is a big surprise for me. I thought this guy might be one of those ones who does kind of jump out the gym. It's a little bit unfortunate, but definitely a little bit of a ding to the athleticism score there. Guyton and Foster at the 8-10, 8-11 range, is what it is. You got Olufashanu at 9-1. Again, another person where I thought he'd be a little more explosive. Same thing with Tali Fawaga. Joe Alt with some very nice explosiveness right there at 9-4. We all knew Troy was going to do very well. He's a very athletic guard/tackle hybrid when he came in with over 34-inch arms, kind of pushed himself more towards the tackle side. You got Brandon Coleman with some great explosiveness there. Dylan Gabriel, the one who led the broad jump, just ran a 4.99. So how do I watch the combine? It's on NFL Plus. So I don't know if you can hear whispering in the background. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But I'm doing this basically so maybe you can hear a little bit of whisper of it and this not get taken down. I'm trying my best. Wilkins is a Viking. That'd be funny. They don't have the cap for that though. Let's see. We got the Flores connection. I know. I mean, believe me, logistics-wise, it makes sense, but not when it comes to the cap. Greenfield vertical, holy cow. Yeah, literally the best since 2020, and I didn't even check the years prior. Garrett Greenfield, he just jumped on that 40. Do you watch the combine in NFL Network? You can do that on your phone. You just have to have an NFL Plus subscription. Like I'm on NFL.com. I just can't show it on live because that will get it flagged and taken down. And we're not in the mood to piss off the NFL because technically I use an NFL draft logo on my thumbnails. Could get my videos taken down for that. It's very rare that the NFL would actually get pissed at something like that because it's also so put behind everything. But they could pull out their lawyers if they really want to. So let's not piss them off. But Garrett Greenfield, 182 split, 5'3", nice. He had some good recovery right there. Again, it's the 10-yard split that we care about. It's a little bit irritating that they're not populating the 40 and 10 though at the moment. We'll see though. What's up, everybody? We got 53 people in here. Feel free to hit that like button to help boost it in the algorithm. Feel free to comment at all times because it's always entertaining to talk to y'all. We're not going to be doing this forever, but I will certainly be doing this as long as possible. I think this is also a much shorter day, so we could also potentially go all the way through the day. But yes, giving that like does help boost the algorithm. And then the link tree in the description is a great way to get involved with the Twitter because I've been posting a hell of a lot there. The YouTube, of course, you're already on it. But then you get to go to Instagram where I post a lot of stuff that you guys don't get to see on Twitter or YouTube. So it's feel free to go hop on there. It's a little bit more of the personal side of things. And it's something I didn't use for a long time. So that's why it's a little bit smaller. And then we who's working on the combine today? That's going to be all the offensive linemen and the special teams. So, but basically, you also can use the underdog code if you want to. Feel free to go to Underdog Fantasy, get your match up to $100, and then you get to send me 50 automatically when you do sign up and do your deposit. So, full transparency there does always help. Underdog is actually a really good group of people too. So, very excited for that. Anyone else expect better from Guyton? Overall, Guyton at 34.5-inch vert. I mean, that is better than all the guys in 2022. Okay, I do not give a damn about these commercials. I mean, technically, he's better than every single person, including Zion Johnson and, all these really good players. Ikem Ekwonu. I think it's okay. He's a really athletic guy. I think we just look, all time, by the way. I just clicked all. Actually, that's, I think, the best vertical all time from an offensive lineman by 1.5 inches. Are you serious? Oh, we're talking about the split. Did I just miss the split? I would love. We need to see that. Oh, there's the 40 all time. Terran Armstead a 4.71. That's crazy. That's crazy. Somebody put down the split in the 40 from Guyton. I didn't really notice him as an extremely like fast offensive lineman, but I did like the power that he brought to the table. So, also, if y'all follow me on Twitter, you saw that I've been going crazy today. And that's because I also was testing out what happens if you actually comment under tweets rather than just retweeting it yourself. Because, I mean, to be fair, we should have a little bit more of a following on Twitter because that is also a really great advertising platform for the videos. Yes, everything is advertising in this world. Everything. But like, we're getting blessed this year. For all y'all who are watching, feel free to drop your favorite team down below. Maybe you'll get to find some other fans of your team as well. I do not want to watch this dude in a Speedo. What's up with this? This is so tick-to. Maybe they understand that the market that watches the combine on TV is a little bit of an older demo. There's not many of them that are of my age range. And if you guys are wondering why I'm wearing this, it's because I promised y'all that I'd wear it yesterday. People say I look like Baker Mayfield. I agree. I do agree. What O-lineman has surprised so far? I mean, the easiest answer is, the guy who has the all-time record in the vertical jump in Garrett Greenfield. I mean, like, we'll click on his profile. He did 9.5 on the broad as well. Not too shabby, 5.3, 40. But like 38.5, that's explosive as all get out. I haven't watched him. Oh, this is the South Dakota State kid next to Mason McCormick. That's pretty damn cool. But he's probably the one that surprised so far. I would say Troy Fautanu when it comes to his arm length. Oh, what's up, Arden? I'm doing all right. Gotta admit, I was like absolutely drained. My buddy was like, yo, like, let's just talk about shit. Oh, Christian Haynes. He's off to the run. 175 split, faster than all the tackles. 5.03 40 unofficial. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better about him. Christian Jones did a 178 split. And I assume it's 5.1. 5.05 on the 40. Wow. Christian Jones is that third rounder that I'm dying for the Steelers, just to be honest. Matt Jones, 187 split. Yeah, he never was very athletic. 5.21 on the 40, though. He ended up picking up speed at the end. Good job for him. Matt Jones just kind of died off a little bit to me. So, is what it is. Trent Jones, 179 split, 5.2 total. Furby says, what are we looking for time-wise on O-line? Depends on their size. If they are, to me, if they're 320 plus, I want to see a 5.3 or faster. And for the 10-yard split, I'm hoping for 1.8 or faster. Like, that's a big stretch. I would say 1.85 is, a little bit more acceptable. But, one can dream. See, they finally have the 10-yard splits in. There we go. So this matters a little bit more than anything. But yeah, for me, like, it's that 1.8 mark where I feel really comfortable. 1.85 is that like baseline for me. It's like Andrew Coker, Flax, Gadlin, not really a huge fan of that. When will the agility scores be out for receivers? That's a great question. I don't know what you mean by agility scores, Chris. So Chris asked, when will the agility scores be out? I think that a lot of them didn't end up doing. Joe Alt just ran a 5.05. Very well done, Joe. Very well done. Second run. So it was 5.07 then 5.05. That's really damn good for someone who's 6'9". But there are just not many guys do the agility drills as much anymore. But yeah, basically 1.8 is where I'm looking for. Anything above that for the 10-yard split is a plus. Obviously, if you get in that 1.7 to 1.6 range, that's godly. 1.75 is where I really start getting excited, but anything below 1.8. Of course, if they're an offensive guard, that's where I really do want it to be 1.8 and above. I don't really want a slow, fat-ass guard. If I have, well, it depends on the system you run, but it's just very rare that I'm going to be excited about someone who can't move. And then, again, there's so much weight fluctuation. If you're sub 300, you better be doing 1.75 or higher in the 10-yard split. So, I don't know. Did we see? I think he's part of group number 2, but Drake Nugent, he's somebody. Gottlieb Ideze just ran his second at 5:01. Very nice. So, Maryland offensive linemen never really excite me, to be fair, but it is what it is. So Go Blue asks, who has been the biggest winner? I would say A.D. Mitchell, just because he solidified himself as a first rounder, but maybe Marshawn Kneeland. Like, Marshawn Kneeland is not getting enough hype, but this dude ran a faster shuttle than, Chop Robinson at 25 pounds heavier, or it might have been only like 15 pounds heavier. Forgetting what Chop ended up weighing at. Might have been like 250, 255. At a significant amount heavier, he ended up running a faster. Cooper Beebe ran a 5:05.40? You got to be kidding me. That's very impressive, by the way. I just have to stop to respect that, because I just realized that right here. He just ran a 5:03 as well. Very nice, Cooper Beebe, but 176. That's incredible. Cooper is a riser so far today. But actually, I'd probably go with Marshawn Kneeland as the biggest combine riser. 3-cone and shuttles, they're up. So here, we'll just pop this really quick. Like, there's just not many dudes who ran it, because I don't know why. I think they do it at their pro days where they get to have a little bit more training. Jacob Cowing with that is a little bit surprising. Keaton Bills is running his second 40, and both of those in the 5.4 range. Not really very excited about that. But there's a shuttle as well. What's crazy is that Johnny Wilson is one of the highest, and he beat Jalen McMillan, Troy Franklin, Jacob Cowing, and then I forget what his nickname was, but Griffin. Like, that's wild. Johnny Wilson, Romo Dunze are not too far apart. But back to the O-line. So we'll pull up the 40s right now. Tanner Bordolini is going to run his second 40-yard dash, but right now he is leading the group. See what happens here. And he is off. There's a little bit of a slower start. Pulled up a little fast. I think he's going to run a little higher than... Oh, he ran 4.94. Dude, he had some recovery speed. This dude looks hyped as all get out. Xavier Worthy's up there for a winner. Of course. He was a third-round guy before, maybe a first-rounder. I mean, I totally agree. He was a late second, boosted himself to a late first. That's just the easy answer, but I try to get a little bit more fancy. Burby says, thank you for all your work. Always listen to your mock drafts and whatnot on the way to work. Glad that I can at least assist during all that commute, because commute is atrocious. Do you think the Packers will pick O-line in the first? It's hard to say. I think they'll go DB. That's just more of a Packers thing to do. And this is a deep O-line class, and they're really good at sniping guys down the board. How Not To says, A.D. Mitchell is a winner for sure. Oh, unbelievably a winner. I had him as my star winner yesterday. Baltimore, get up. Good to see you again. Whenever I see O-lineman get under 5, I get excited. I totally agree. It's crazy that dude who is like 300 plus pounds can move almost as fast as Brandon Coleman or Keon Coleman and, I guess Brandon Coleman is an offensive lineman, but Keon Coleman as well as Audric Estime. Cooper has ran well. They say he wouldn't run well, and he proved him wrong. Absolutely. I didn't think he was that athletic. So I am one of them. Tanner, oh my, yeah. I know. Tanner doing a good job today. Worthy has no contested catch or play strength. I totally agree. He still is pigeonholed. And Frank Crum, 4.94. Of course, we'll see how reliable the overall accuracy of the timer is. They've done a great job with the first 2 days, but that does not mean that's going to continue at that exact rate. Of course, I think it's easier than with offensive linemen, but we'll see. McConkey, round 1. Dude, there's so many people who are like now destined to be round 1. This is a really, really good class, Dylan. I think he should go round 1. I think he might go round 1, but he'll go at very minimum early round 2. Troy almost got under the 5-second mark at 5:01. Second attempt, 5:05. So yeah, Crum, we love that. Then we got Ricky from Ricky, New York. Do you think Fiske is moved into the first after his combine? I don't think so. He had a great combine, but even an elite combine from an elite talent like Jordan Davis didn't get him into the top 10. It's kind of hard to assume that Braden Fiske would be that, but he could be the dark horse pick for the first round. Dude, why did it take 20 yards for Jeremy Flax to slow down? He false started and took him 20 yards to stop and turn around, and he's like walking so slowly. Come on, big boy. The hell. But I mean, he's a contender for a first round pick. So Arden Key says, what receivers do you think will be there at 38 for the Titans? That's a great question. Like, there's so many good receivers now. Keon Coleman, I actually think would be a really nice pairing with what you do have. So I think that he will be there. And he might have clocked a 4.61, but the fact is he ran faster than Troy Franklin in the same drill that Puka Nacua ended up running really fast in. I have full faith that even though I have him as a big loser, he's not going to be falling very much for me. His play speed's incredible. So I think it's very consistent. Baltimore Get Up says banging the crumb. Silent Wing, when's your next mock dropping? Probably tomorrow. I mean, depends on when I end this, but I'm not going to do it today just because I want to have everything updated. But I'll do my mock draft tomorrow, update my receiver rankings, and re-release those. And because there's going to be some good shifting in there for sure. Because Keon Coleman will still end up being relatively high, but I do need to shift around some numbers. So I really, really like Brendan Rice. Oh, yeah, that was a huge riser for me. I had him with an F in explosiveness and speed. The fact is he's still probably going to have like a D+ or an F in explosiveness. Didn't really test very well in the broad jump. But in terms of speed, he just proved it. 4.5 flat is incredible. Flax looks like he's really trying, but still slow. Yeah, I know. He definitely looks a little bit slow, but mock going to be dropping tomorrow. Y'all know I do a mock every week. This past week it was Mike Renner, and I didn't really want to take away from, such an awesome video. I actually put my own money into promoting it. I spent money to promote it. I didn't get a positive return on investment for that, but I still wanted to be able to get that out so people could appreciate it. Like, two of the biggest videos I've ever done in terms of like what I think should have been the biggest videos are going to be that Mike Renner mock, which it's done well. I mean, I haven't checked what it's done recently, but looking at it right now, like it has 11,000 views, which is, I mean, I sound like a snob instead of 11,000 views, but it's like, it's good. It's very good. I have had videos with 25,000. So I was hoping that would be a little bit more up that alley, but I honestly did it for the experience more than the clicks. But I did end up dumping 20 or 30 bucks into advertising for it. We haven't fully seen the end of that because I think the promotion is still going on. It is. So yeah, the promotion I think has actually finished out. It costed me $25 for 500 views. Nice. But it was a great thumbnail as well. But that, and then the Brett Coleman video that I did over summer, which that video did not, let me see, Brett Coleman. That one got like no views in terms of overall exposure. It's one of the best videos of all time. 900 views. So honestly, y'all 79, you should go check that out. I'm going to actually put it in the description. I literally brought on Brett Coleman and we were talking about Caleb Williams and Drake May last summer. So feel free to go check that out. Like literally one of the best videos on the freaking channel, dude. Okay, so we got some more comments in here, though. Let's see. I'm going to put back on the NFL Network. There we go. So was Brock Bowers not participating due to injury? I think Theo Johnson solidified himself as tight end 2. Tight end 2 definitely has always been up in the air because there hasn't really been a good tight end 2. So I think so as well. Similar to what Brenton Strange did last year from Penn State. But Bowers, I don't think he's participating because there's no reason to. I don't think he really needs to at all. I think he's fine. I don't think it was injury related. Where do you think Joe Milton will fall? And has your perception changed throughout the year? So 2 answers to that. Where I think he'll fall, he'll probably be a day 3. Tully just ran a 5.14. Very happy for him. I don't know why this isn't updated. Joel, I think, ran a 5.05, but we'll see when all this updates. I think the most important thing for us right now to see is going to be this split, though, because that's the most translatable thing. But Joe Milton, I think he'll be there probably round 5, round 6. Teams are going to get excited for a guy who has a 90-yard throw range and hit a dot at 73.5 yards when the overall highest Skinwalkers, shut the hell up. I swear. But yeah, I mean, when the longest throw is under 70 completed in the past half decade, there's going to be teams that get very excited for that. Has my perception changed a little bit? Obviously, he was my QB3, I think, for a portion of the year. And that's because I knew how he should progress to being an actual NFL quarterback. And obviously, that's a miss on my part. But, his footwork was really the main issue as to why he would overthrow. It wasn't really an arm issue. Like, he would take too far of a stride, his arm would raise up. And, when he ended up just calming himself down and just using proper form, he was laser accurate, still is. And I love that about him. That's honestly why I continue holding on to hope, because there are those plays where he used perfect form and the actual throwing of the ball is incredible. But Heupel's offense and just his overall processing of the game just isn't there. So it is very unfortunate, but he is a subpar processor. He will need time to develop, and he's old. Not great, but I do have a picture with him, so I'm going to remain being a supporter of Joe Milton. Tylen Grable, the guy who has the top of the 40-yard dash and the second highest of the 10-yard split, is about to go on his second run. So we'll take a pause in order to appreciate another fast O lineman. Very nice get off, nice pull up. Come on, get your head straight up. 4.96, very well done. Very well done for Tyler. 4.94 has been reported from Bortolini as well as Crum, though. As a Ravens fan, this combine is huge for the AFC North, although Baltimore and Pittsburgh also need a corner. I do agree on everything for that. Offensive line's kind of huge for both squads, as our tackles are unreliable. And then corner, even Marlon Humphrey has proven to be a little bit of a liability. And then our corner 2 is pretty atrocious for Pitt. Latham or Mims in 5 years? Mims. Mims has always been above Latham for me, and I'm going to continue keeping him there. The only reason he wasn't earlier in the year is because, Garrett, that was an awful first step, buddy. You're going to run probably 5.3 flat. There's no way. He picked up speed like a mother trucker. He had awful form. He ran a 5.23 with awful form. That dude should probably be 5.15. I don't know why I became an expert on form, but you can just tell when guys get out of their break poorly. But yeah, the only reason I didn't have Mims above Latham for part of the year is because I didn't have Mims on my board, because I didn't ever think in a million years he'd ever come out. And I said he should be a top 3 pick in 2025 and still do. I like that boy from Texas as tight end too. Yeah, Jatavian was my tight end too for quite a while. He's not spectacular. Do you think teams like the Colts take cornerback or Brian Thomas? It depends on what corner's there. If we see the top 2 go, there is now a lot of questions, unless Ennis Rakestraw randomly comes back saying, hey, he did say he was injured, but if he says, hey, I'm now fully healthy and runs in the 4.3s or something like that, then there's something to consider. But I heavily believe that corner's going to be below Brian Thomas if he's on the board. So yes, unless those 2 corners are available, he will be probably the pick. If Brochman were here, he'd say Milton is tight end too. Yeah, of course he would. Fucker. Yeah, Grable did a good job. Was Worthy's 40 time officially? Yes, it was. He was an official 4.21. Mims you want Mims in Cincinnati so bad. I do agree, Andrew. I mean, I don't agree as a Steelers fan, but I agree if I am being unbiased. Guyton was mad, but it's okay, man. You're 6'7". Yeah, we forgot to talk about that split for Tyler Guyton. Where was it? I'm tripping. I don't even see it on here. Christian Jones running his second 40-yard dash, and it was 5.07. Guyton with the 1.76. That's fine. I mean, testing-wise, you should be a little bit higher. Christian Haynes at a 1.75. I was really hoping that Haynes would be probably right up here with the top 3. Fautanu, I could see it happening. He's very highly rated. And then I did not expect Christian Haynes to be less quick than Joe Alt. Same thing with Tyler Guyton. Joe Alt is honestly surprising me quite a bit today. The jump drills, expected, but that split is incredible. And you got Matt Jones coming up. So to be 100% fair, do not care about Matt Jones. So which Xavier is better, Leggett or Worthy? I mean, you're asking about two entirely different profiles. Like one of them is, a speed demon who's probably going to go to Miami and a trade back in the first. The other is going to be a really solid wide receiver 2/3. I think that it just depends on what you're looking for and who you have. I think who you have is a little bit more indicative. Like for the Eagles, if they didn't have the Slim Reaper, it makes sense to have Worthy as their wide receiver 3. I thought Trent Jones was about to launch from a very illegal position, but if you do not have that, i.e., maybe the Titans, for example, they don't really have someone of that frame that has that level of talent, then I would opt for that. So it just really depends on the composition of your team. What round do you think Isaac Guerendo goes in? He could be an early 4th rounder. He just didn't have very many touches there because he was an RBBC with Jawar Jordan, but 220 running a 4.33 is just ridiculous. Some guys are just worth taking a swing on. Thomas solidified as wide receiver 4. Yeah, he's probably going to be wide receiver 4 taken. I still think he's super raw, very underdeveloped as a route runner. His release package still very underdeveloped, but he did end up having an A speed for me, and that ended up working out. Guyton is hot garbage. No, he is not. He is not. Devin Witherspoon in the chat, ? We'll see if he ends up popping in. That's a good time for Christian Jones. He's a mountain. Yeah, Christian Jones, he's been very athletic today. That's a big win for him. So what percentage would you give the Chargers to trade back from 5? I would say 65, 70%. What could the Texans get from a Grenard on a tag? I don't think it's going to garner very much. That might be very expensive if you cannot fully transfer the money you'd owe to him. Grenard's not overly valuable compared to, a seasoned veteran, multiple years of 10+ sacks. We got Andrew First saying the left tackle out of Washington's your OT1. I really do like Troy Fautanu. I think that he's a very talented offensive lineman. I need to rewatch him in terms of thinking of as a pure tackle, though. Worthy will be a trade back in the first round for Miami. I think they have other needs like O-line and D tackle. Yeah, but they also have Tyreek Hill on one more year, and he says he's retiring. He's not going to re-sign another contract. And the Legion of Zoom will be wanting to continue. So also, if they end up getting a 2nd-round pick for it, that could be their D tackle or O-lineman. This class is loaded with them. Pretty slow time for Coleman. It surprised me. I totally agree. It was a big shocker to me. You can go watch my live reaction to that. That broke my heart. But, ultimately what really matters to NFL teams now, besides the 40, is that GPS tracking during the gauntlet drill, and he did phenomenally during it. So where would I feel comfortable taking Rome, says Arden? I would say top 10. He's we've all known he's a good athlete. I don't know why that's a surprise. Like similar to Chop Robinson, I was like, I don't know why his stock is boosting. It's just because people are finally hearing about how good of an athlete it is, and he's like 254 instead of 250. He added a little bit of weight. Rome has always been a great asset in terms of his overall fluidity as a mover. I think his route running still needs a lot of improvement, like the form itself, but he does have the foundation for success there. I think he'll be a wide receiver 2 day 1 and could actually end up developing into a wide receiver 1 on a team. But, top 10. I don't think I'd be willing to take him in top 5. Heard film guys love Ladd. Is any chance he could be more than a slot guy with the fast 40? The 40-yard doesn't really change whether he's going to be a slot guy or not. It's really the frame, and it's just very difficult for someone who is sub 6 foot, 190 to, be able to take full advantage of that. He comps very well to Garrett Wilson, but I like Garrett Wilson even more, and I'm a Ladd guy. Like I actually said, if Ladd returned to school, he might be a top 5 pick in the 2025 draft. So y'all know how much I do love Ladd McConkey. He's gonna be a beast, but I think there's a chance. I just don't think it's a huge chance. We got the Legion of Zoom comment right in there. Thoughts on Cooper Beebe? I always thought he got way too much hate. He's always someone who I'm willing to take in the 2nd round, and his athleticism is boosted a lot over the offseason, which is incredible. So we got Baltimore Get Up saying, Worthy talked about how crazy it would be to be running around with Lamar making plays. That would be nasty. That would be nasty. But, the last time we had a speedster with Lamar Jackson and that 4.2 range, it was smaller, didn't really work out as well as I thought it should have been. I don't really trust Lamar throwing to pinpoint receivers down the field that are small and fast. Now, that's an overgeneralization, but he just seems to be a bit more consistent hitting the bigger targets. That's why I like the bigger targets for Lamar. But, I wouldn't count him out. But I just think that if you want to have the best career for Worthy, you might want him to be on a different team. Honestly, I think he'd be scarier in Kansas City. Exactly. So, do you think someone will really reach for Worthy in the first? Yeah, teams get very, very excited when someone runs over 24 miles per hour. It is what it is. There's not a huge track record of guys who run that fast working, especially at that size. But Tank Dell might have made people feel a little more comfortable. Flock Texan said, can a team draft Jaden Daniels and sit him for a year, or is he too old for a development year? I don't know if he really needs to develop for a year. I think his processing needs a little bit of work, and I think that'll just take a lot of in-game experience. I think if the Giants end up seeing him at 6, it might not be an awful idea, but I don't think he sits for the whole year. So you're never too old to sit and develop. We see that with Geno, but in general, I would not be a huge fan of it. How high will Joe Alt go? Probably he can go as high as 4, and I think he'll be 4 to 7 range. Rome going 6 to the Giants, it's very, very possible. I wouldn't count that out because they could technically get Michael Penix maybe end of round 1, round 2, and then have that dynamic duo for the future as well. Kansas City might take him on that team. He can stay outside away from the linebackers, talking about Xavier Worthy. Yeah, you just want to keep him away. So Devin Witherspoon said, what should the Chargers do, and what are the top O-line prospects besides JPJ? Chargers should trade back and end up drafting Tali Fuaga. That's my dream selection for them, ending up getting another second-round pick, maybe even another first-round pick. If Jaden Daniels is there and the Vikings are convicted on going to quarterback and just can't trade in the top 4, I think that might be one of the best possible options for them. Top O-line prospects besides JPJ, Fautanu, the fact that he has really good arms. They're actually doing some good mobility drills right now as well. Isaiah Adams looking a bit stiff, which is okay. He is always somebody who's flexed. He should have been a guard the whole time and just kept playing tackle because they didn't have a right tackle. Joe Alt actually going to be popping up right now to do some agility drills. He just almost fell over himself, but good change of direction. Again, he just almost tripped over himself, which at 6 foot, he slipped again. It looks like this field's a little bit slick because I did see some guys slipping a little bit yesterday too, but good acceleration. Not going to get too anal about it. I need him to get his feet a little bit more under him. Actually, this Gottlieb Adeze guy is actually having really solid movement, really solid. He's starting to get a little tired though. You could tell his feet's getting a little less choppy, and his legs are getting closer together. You could definitely see that. Oh, that's funny. But good athlete right there. But best O-line prospects, I'll have a video out on this as well. But I do think Troy Fautanu's in the group, Joe Alt, Christian Haynes, Guyton, obviously all the tackles in the first round. Christian Jones is a dark horse player for me in that group. But besides that, there's not a ton of talent in the guard class at the top that outclasses the depth, because the depth at guard is incredible. Cooper Beebe is he's having a little bit of a struggle. And a lot of these offensive linemen are slipping on the last part of the drill, but Cooper Beebe is actually doing a really good job in a straight line. But yeah, there's a lot of good top O-line prospects. Where do you think Leggett will end up? Sneak into the first? No, he didn't dominate the Senior Bowl, and I think teams really do care about, this Keaton Bills guy's having a tough time. He didn't do incredibly at the Senior Bowl. He ran a great time, great size, but he's also older as well. There's just teams that probably won't be over the moon about Leggett because he's still developing as a route runner. We have Big Joe Chestnut. Again, if you guys have not already done so, hitting a like does help boost it in the algorithm. Always appreciated. Absolutely free. It just takes a second of your time. Love y'all. But do you think New England will draft Ladd as well as Ricky Pearsall? They do look the part because they're wide receivers. But besides that, I mean, I just don't think that the Patriots will be in range for Ladd. That being said, it's possible. I think Ricky Pearsall is a little bit of a better fit. I'd rather them get a number one wide receiver like Xavier Legette, though. Like Xavier Legette has the build of a wide receiver 1/2. And these guys are guys where if I already have an established X, that's what I'd want to have on my team, which you don't have yet. Olufashani will be overdrafted, needs a year of development, in my opinion. He's still young and developing for sure, but he's shown really big strides. Did you expect more from Olu's 40? I mean, looking at the 10-yard split-wise, 177, on par with Tolly and Christian Jones. No. I mean, he's a big dude who's pretty damn athletic. I mean, we're getting a little bit overzealous here. I'll switch it to where we see all the 10-yard splits. Like you got Colton Miller, who's a ridiculous freak, but you got Terran Armstead. Let's see the group of guys that have around that. Okay, they don't have a way to continue scrolling down, but I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm not going to go a little bit too crazy here. So we got Troy Fautanu actually about to do this shuffle drill right here. I don't know what the name of it, but yeah, he's moving very, very well, covering a lot of ground. I would like for him to be a little bit more controlled in his backing up because he is kind of just dropping at an angle, but I can't really complain about that. With the Saints needing help on both sides of the trenches, who should they target at 14 and 45? Whatever tackle is available at 14, in my opinion. And then, if you can get Braden Fisk, that'd be a really nice combo of him and Breezy there. But they do look at at arm length based on Zach Frazier's looking pretty solid. He's doing the same drill, but he's looking a little bit slow in that back pedal though. I mean, it's not that big of an issue. He also has been apparently dealing with an injury, but Zach Frazier is more known for his strength than his mobility. Tali Fuaga actually doing this same exact drill right now. God, he moves so fucking well. Like, Jesus. We do have Tali's number right now. He's not the most responsive guy on planet Earth. All I will is say that. Jesus, that was the best drill, or the best of the guys doing the drill so far. Unbelievable movement skills. But basically, to sum it up for you, I think that at 14 and 45, I would go whatever tackle is available. Maybe Olu will be available there because these guys are freaks and some teams get really scared about hand size. This Gadling guy almost just ran over one of the bystanders. And at 45, whatever interior defensive lineman is best available. Cooper almost fell at the end. I know. It's kind of sad. Knowing Harbaugh's love for the run and power football, which power back would you rather have? Estimate, Allen, Lloyd, or another? I would actually probably say Marshawn Lloyd, keep him in Los Angeles. As long as you get to train him how to not fumble, I think he might be the second best running back in the class. JPJ to the Steelers at 20, yes or no? They didn't even meet with him at the combine. Granted, they could always just have private meetings with him as well or have met with him at the Senior Bowl. Delmar Glaze is doing okay. He's doing all right. But I don't think that's a move that I would make. I would honestly go after a free agent center as well, like an actually good one, because there are good centers out there on the market, and it is what it is. Turf looked trash all week. I know. It's kind of weird. Like, Indy's known for having pretty good turf. This Garrett Greenfield guy's had a pretty tough going. He actually did a pretty solid in this drill, though. Tanner looks so athletic. Yeah. Sounds like a guy the Eagles would draft. How's Cooper Beebe doing? Phenomenally, Tiago. Phenomenally. He's testing way better than expected. Guyton's doing a pretty good job. He just needs to maintain a little bit more control of his drop. Like, he's angling pretty hard. He did a good job, though. For being like almost 6'8", the guy moves very, very well. But Cooper Beebe's done a phenomenal job, too. Do you think the Vikings signed Josh McCown as a signal they're going to draft QB? I think it's a signal that they want to draft and develop a QB. I think they will draft a QB, but I just don't know how much faith that they have in being able to have the capital to go up and get one. Fisher looked great. He did. For his size, he looked very good. Fuaga looked explosive. He looked incredible. Christian Haynes is now doing this drill. Oh, he has that beautiful choppy feet, like fluid and choppy at the same time. He needs to watch out though because he's angling like that. But no, that was probably the second best to Fuaga in the drills. Can you see the Chiefs trying to trade Snead and they're pick 32 to get top 15 pick easily? I think hell if I mean you could even see the Broncos being in this type of trade, but like for the Seahawks even if somehow some way Brian Thomas gets there instantly. I know the Seahawks don't need L'Jarius Sneed, but like they can try to trade L'Jarius for the draft capital to give Seattle proper draft compensation. But there's teams, I mean, hell, even New Orleans, if they really want to trade back to be able to do that, there's a lot that you can do. Van Pran or Frazier, I would probably go Frazier at the moment. He's a really good wrestler. What are the next videos I'm dropping? Mock draft probably tomorrow. Updating the receivers video because that's essentially already ready, and then it's a way for me to bounce back and have Romo Doomsday higher on my board. But then also I'm promising myself and you guys that I'm going to do all 32 teams with the ultimate draft guide and off season before March 11th, which is going to be fucking crazy, but we're going to do it. Where do you see Tyrone Tracy going in the draft? Really late. He's a 6-year senior with 1 year at running back, former wide receiver. But really good back. Really smart. Just low value position. Trevor Keegan's doing the drill. He struggled a bit at the Senior Bowl. He's almost crossing his feet, which is not a thing that I really love. Keeping a pretty thin base right there. That's how you get trucked over by somebody. Baker Mayfield started streaming. Exactly, dude. Jarhead coming in with the shit again. I love it. Fuaga making a case for tackle 1. I don't think that it changes much at the Senior Bowl. These guys are doing a great job. But, I mean, he is my tackle 1. So, but of course, he's a right tackle. So it doesn't really matter. Tackle 1, right tackle 1, tackle 2, right tackle 1 still. Like, he's right tackle 1. I think if either BTJ or AD get to the 20s, the Chiefs are jumping up. I totally agree. Totally. And by the way, if y'all don't know already, Alessandro is from Italy. This is his first year really studying football. So the fact that, got to give a shout out because 1, I used to live in Switzerland, but 2, the fact is that he's made some very, very intelligent comments for especially this far in. I would expect it to be a 10-year vet studying football because, I mean, I don't think I was remotely close even a year into YouTube at being able to talk about good trade targets and proper values. So, big shout out to all y'all. Devin Witherspoon's in the chat. Let's go. I know he's already been here, but 80 to the Bills. They trade Diggs and move up. That'd be wild. That would be crazy. I'd love that because I just don't like Diggs' personality, but the talent, they wouldn't give up Diggs. All right. Tiago says, do you think Bortolini can be a starter? I haven't given him an official grade yet, so I'll just say TBD on that. I have to update my offensive line video or my tackles and then interior offensive line video for sure. That's going to be – so I have wide receivers, then I have corners, then I have edge rushers, and then I have the offensive tackles and interior offensive line. So so Alessandro asked what my next videos are. Those are my 5 next positional groups, and that'll be coming out probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So – a lot of shit going on here. Jesus, I did a horrible job preparing for this because I should have been focused on getting some water, but I did not. So, if the Falcons don't get Fields, do you think they trade up? It depends on if they get Kirk. If they get Kirk, he's going to want a 3-year deal, fully guaranteed. That if they give him a 2-year deal fully guaranteed, maybe because they might take the JJ McCarthy to like be the Jordan Love route that they go. But I just doubt it. I just don't see it. I don't see it with if they get Kirk, which is big. I swear your vids are the ones that help me start to understand various team needs and prospects who could fit. I'm very grateful. And honestly, Alessandro, I'm still learning as well. Like I've taken big steps up this year. So I'm glad that you're able to take that journey with me. Like big shout out to ourlads.com, by the way. They're great at being able to understand also different schemes because you get to see how different positions are listed. Like whether there's a, rush linebacker. That's going to be like what Aiden Hutchinson is versus, just talking about a D end. You can really see a little bit more of the intricacy with those defensive layouts. And that's what I try to do with these videos with the offseason outlooks, the season predictions, and all that stuff. For the Chiefs to move up to 16, they can give us Chris Jones, Snead, Andy Reid's play sheets next year, and Travis Kelce's soul. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Your thoughts on James Williams? I mean, James Williams was someone who I thought might have been a top 10 selection back when he was a true freshman. I actually can look this up too. Like, I am curious. So let's see. From Hail Mary Sports, I think that's James Williams. Let's see. So really, all right. I'm gonna just look up Williams, see what happens, because I remember commenting about it a long time ago, like a long time ago. So intrigued by Williams. Hold on. No, that's Seth Williams. Let's see. Watching Seth Williams, fell in love with Tank Bigsby again. Oh, that's funny. But I'm trying to see. This is a lot of Seth Williams commentary. Damn. Oh, this is back in 2021. Javonte Williams, Milton Williams. Oh, I love Milton Williams, man. This is taking me back. A lot. Have you watched Milton Williams? Should be 3. Oh, yeah. That was me having him as IDL 3. I loved him to death. And the same thing with Trill Williams. I'm just trying to see if there's James Williams in here. I don't think so. But I did comment about it a long time ago. Like, he was somebody who I absolutely adored. So RIP to that. Trying to go back down through memory lane. Did not work. But James Williams, regardless, was somebody who I had a lot of hope for. Just didn't end up panning out the way I wanted to. What's your opinion on Patrick Paul? What range? I thought he's honestly very limited athletically. He improved this year, which is something I really do like. Like, I appreciate the fact when players do develop. That's a very positive thing. But with all these tackles being superior athletically, because he didn't do that well in the Senior Bowl either, I think he might be a later third-round pick. There's just so many great players in this class. It's just so tough to fit them all into the top 100. How long did it take you to get making content? My goal is to become a draft content creator ASAP. Also, are you on TikTok? So I will give credit to my buddy Keon for this. I had this idea. I was like, man, I want to start a YouTube show called Hail Mary Podcast. That's what it used to be called. And he instantly made the email for it. Fun fact, if you emailed the Hail Mary Podcast, it will not be correct. He misspelled the email. So that's the funny thing. The email for the show is misspelled. So there's an official email as well that you guys can feel free to reach out to. But, he did it right away. And then we started recording a video within a week. The thing is, you just got to get out there and do it. But, I actually at the Senior Bowl talked to a lot of creators out there, which we'll be doing some more content with them in the meantime. But when it comes to making content, they said that's going to be very difficult to make it because the content market is really saturated at the moment, but there is still a chance. I mean, I am on TikTok, but I'm actually deploying this week a new AI model to reframe my videos and make it friendly for short form, because I suck at short form content. That's why I don't post on YouTube Shorts or on TikTok. You can see I have 2 YouTube Shorts up. They're both ass. They're just atrocious. Because I'm just built for long form content. But if you're able to maximize on that, I know that my buddy, the Mock Draft Guide, similar size to the show, friend of the show, he is somebody who does a lot better on short form content. That's why he's grown at a faster rate than I have. If you can do that, you can grow faster. That is a more viral market. I'm buddies with Elite Takes Nico. He's come on the show as well. He has over 500,000 followers on TikTok. He doesn't get any form of monetization from his videos. He straight up just posts highlights and shit while talking, and then he makes money from brand deals. So you could do that as well. There's so many ways to do it, but it's just very difficult because there's so much out there. So if you're going to do it now. Don't wait. Like, the worst thing you can do is wait and just say, I'm going to do something. And like, at the end of the day, you'll always just end up telling yourself, I'm going to do it. And, the best thing that happened to me is, Keon forcing me to start a show. He dropped off after the first couple episodes, but, just talking to this one guy, Camel Wolf, for the first 7 months, every single video, like, I just posted videos just to kind of hear his feedback. And so big shout out to him. It took me 7 months to get to 100 subscribers, posting every day, like straight up heavy grind. And I remember my first video that got to 1,000 views. I was actually working at a Whole Foods for Amazon, and I posted a Cardinals season outlook, and I gave him like a 14-2 record at the time, which is wild. But, I believed in Kyler Murray, and it's just like, it took so long to just actually learn to appreciate something. And, if it wasn't for the right people like Camel Wolf, I would have probably never done YouTube, or I would have quit pretty damn early on. So do it as soon as possible, and then try to find your one person that you post for. Because once you realize that there's people that you post for and not just, a group of people, that's when you really start feeling a little bit more responsibility. That's a long-winded way of me talking about YouTube, but I know it's a little bit heavier of an answer than you expected. But genuinely, do it fast, because, also, you're about to hit dead season after the draft for sports. So you want to pick up on the momentum now. JC Latham's 40 time. I don't think he ran in the 40s. Let me check it out, though. Let me see if he even has a 10-yard split. If he doesn't, then that's a bad sign. I think actually JC Latham's part of that group too with Mims. So he's going to be part of group 2. I can't believe it, but I'll actually probably be sitting here for a little bit longer. Rumors about Fautanu's lengths were true. You are correct. I did not think about it. I didn't know why he wouldn't measure at the Senior Bowl. I don't get that, but it's okay. Me and Matt with 99, 80 Mitchell and Trey Benson through 1 year in the league. I love it. Who dat Saints fans? Nice. We need some Saints fans to say hello, because we do have some in here. Do you still believe in Keon? I do. Especially his gauntlet drill looked phenomenal. That's more translatable than a pure 40. Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Vegas is supposed to be on the radar for Justin Fields. Getsy, yeah, I don't think Getsy is actually going to go after him, but I think it's a smart move, because I think they should just fire Getsy and try to get a new OC. Dude, Matt Jones just did an absolutely ass snap, but he's done a good job in terms of turning the corner, I got to admit. So we know he's not a center. I don't really know what to get out of these drills, because these offensive linemen, they put it at enough of a bend to where all these offensive linemen look pretty comfortable going around it. But regardless, I think Pittsburgh's going to be the location. I honestly do. Not even as a Steelers fan, but there's no way Minnesota could be the team that the Bears would send Justin to. That doesn't make any sense. But it would be Atlanta and Pittsburgh, and Atlanta's leaning pretty heavily towards Kirk. How do you go through so many prospects every year, especially like the first and second round talent? It's a fucking grind, dude. Like during summer where I'm making 15 cents a day from YouTube, that's all I'm doing. I'm just going through and just watching people. That's how I fell in love with Tali Fuaga. I got to give a shout out to Broshmo. I obviously have access to his board 24/7, and he usually gets to some guys before I do. And I sometimes use that as a reference. Like if he sees somebody as a 7th round talent, like I'm going to look at the guys he has like 5th round and above first. So I can just see like, oh, do I fall in love with the player, etc. So I prioritize that way, especially since I do have a full-time, well, at that time I had an internship, but like I will have a full-time job in 2 weeks that I'm going to be doing. And then, it just allows for, you got to find a way to make it efficient, because if you just go like balls to the wall and just scout every single player, good and bad, you're going to burn out ASAP. So you got to find a way to enjoy the process. And once you've scouted all the players, then you go to the more laborious stuff. And then, as the season progresses, sometimes you don't see those players progress. And then you're like, okay, no need for a re-eval. And it just sets you up properly for the future. So essentially you have to just set yourself up for success. When shit's quiet, that's when you got to get through your work. When I email you a 3 zettabyte zip bomb of Drake May hype edits, make sure to open it. Yes, sir. Your favorite prospect since you started scouting? I got to say Tali Fuaga. Tali Fuaga, Joey Porter Jr. Those were like two of the guys that I genuinely loved from the get-go. Jalen Jones as well. There's few guys that I end up hitching my wagon to ASAP. Isaiah McGuire was a midseason fall in love based on his Georgia game, so you could say that, but Isaiah McGuire pissed me the fuck off at the end. He was honestly my biggest disappointment. So that's the second part of it. I followed him on Instagram and saw the caliber of dudes he was training with for the Combine and Senior Bowl, and just not a good player. Like, or not good enough. Like, you're surrounding yourself with pretty mediocre talent, you're going to be a mediocre talent. So, yeah, he's the one who disappointed me the most. But really, the player that I just could not stop loving was JPJ. And the one game I kept going to was actually his worst game versus Charlie Jones. He ended up being absolutely sliced and diced for the majority of that game. Like, slants were getting the best of him. And I don't know why Penn State doesn't actually, for some reason, put their corners in the best situation. Like, oh, my corner keeps getting beaten to the inside. Let's line him up inside. Like, what the hell? Like, let's do inside shade just so he can't get beat inside. You'd think that'd be a logical thing, but they didn't. Joey actually ended up learning from his mistakes. And through the second half and the final quarter especially, he ended up evolving his game to match what he was getting beaten on. And on the final play, Charlie Jones did a slant that beat him multiple times earlier in the game. And that's what JPJ finally learned how to beat it. And that's what ended the game. So he'd probably be my favorite player. Tolly is someone who I have close to my heart because I put him above Olu Fashanu before people thought he was a draftable prospect. Like, got to give a shout out to that. So, he's just somebody who I fell in love with right away. Also got to meet him there at the Senior Bowl. We do have his number, but he's not the most responsive guy in the world. But that's okay. He's the nicest guy I've probably met who has that level of talent. Patrick Paul going in Group 2, I think so, yes. He hasn't tested yet, so I believe so. Last name Eldazzi are in Group 2. That would make sense. That's why all these dudes have their last names. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So good job on pointing that one out. Keon ran the fastest during those sideline drills, which helped. Yep, exactly. The gauntlet drill, he did unbelievably well. What's your opinion on the running game compared to the past? Seems like the running back position is becoming obsolete, and quarterbacks are becoming more and more fancy every year. It's becoming super soft. I don't think that we've had a like this past year, we got Bijan and Jameer, but we do have one or two running backs every year that come out and like revolutionize an offense and makes them a little bit more run heavy. Breece Hall, for example, Kenneth Walker did that as well, but to a less degree than Breece did. But, Jameer did as well. I just don't think we're seeing as many offenses put their running backs in proper situations because there's also almost been not a drought, but a lack of emphasis on developing offensive line the way that it was in the past. Like the Steelers would draft offensive linemen in a heartbeat the moment that they have a hiccup. That's why the Eagles have remained very dominant, because their offensive line, for the most part, has remained young and dominant. There's been less of a focus on that, and I think that's why running backs are not as prolific. But also there's just so many good running backs now. It's just so oversaturated that people just don't really care, because you can go to free agency and pay one for $2 million that has the impact of a third round running back. So we'll leave it right there. I don't think it's becoming super soft. I just think that there needs to be a little bit of a development. By the way, Matt Jones has done a phenomenal job. I shit on him a little bit earlier. He's done a phenomenal job in the agility in the on-field drills. I hate so much that AD, for performing well yesterday, wanted him to go 32 so bad. I know. That was my dream fit. It's become too fancy and too flashy that hard-nosed football is disappearing. Hard-nosed football, though, to be fair, like we just have so many great athletes that we don't need to play hard-nosed football. Hard-nosed football is just a little bit more difficult to sustain than like the big shot plays. Like you build momentum, and like we still see some offenses that are 60-40 run pass split, but it's just very rare because we have so many great talents. Could you see the Chiefs drafting Isaac Guerendo? Mm-hmm. Honestly, I could see him in round 2. So this is off topic because we're talking about AD Mitchell. I could see him in round 2 going after Brendan Rice because his running style is so similar to Isaac Pacheco. Why am I tripping up on his first name? Isaiah Pacheco. There we go. They're just angry at the ground, and I think they love that aspect about him. So it's another guy who has good size to him, good catching ability, and he has very similar footwork to AD Mitchell. That's a sneaky one that I just put together right there. I've been all in on Tully for a long time. He was originally, I think, a top 15 guy on my board. Speaking of Tully, he's up right now. Dude's an absolute beast. Literally got to talk to him right after he was on set at NFL Network. So that was very entertaining. Could you see the Chiefs? Yeah. Okay. So Gary asked the same question. Yes, I think so. Expected Guyton to look a little more explosive. Don't understand if he looks slow because he's very big or because he's just less of an athlete. I mean, the dude jumped crazily well. His split was better than Olufushanyu's. I think we're kind of just getting a little desensitized to athleticism because we saw so many really good athletes yesterday in the receiving group. What got you into football? Okay, Alessandro. We got MIG2R asking you for your origin story. So what's over under on shampoo commercials for Sam Hartman? I mean, honestly, he should do that. I don't know if he has a career in football, but he definitely has garnered a really strong reputation for that. Like, I mean, the dude is a Giga Chad. So, I mean, we do love that for sure. But overall, I mean, I actually kind of want to go back and highlight a little bit. Where's that comment? I should have starred the comment. Talked about Bortolini being a starter. I wonder if I can actually search in the comment section right here. ASAP. There we go. We found it, baby. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of y'all are big sports fans. Obviously, you're watching the combine. Literally, you're not even watching it because my dumbass didn't even have the 10-yard splits up right in front of you. But a lot of y'all are devoted to sports a lot and probably want to be able to make your own content. You just have to do it ASAP. And there's a lot of sports writing sites out there as well to where you can get your name in the ring. And a lot of those sites don't even have a dedicated show. So it's a great way. Like I started for Primetime Sports Talk in December 2020. And, I'm not going to say anything more about the issues I had there, but it really is what got me into understanding more of a grading scale. So without that, I wouldn't have probably had such an analytical grading scale as I do. So, I mean, to be fair, Marcus from That Franchise Guy is the reason why I have a grading scale, but they ended up helping me have a little bit more of a refined grading scale. So, for me, my recommendation, if you cannot start your own show or get enough traction with your own show, because there's only so many mock drafts people want to watch, and it's kind of hard to say they're going to watch you over, CBS's brand new mock or Bro Schmoes. Like, it is tough to garner an audience now, but that's a great way because then you can build a reputation like, hey, I've been a sports writer for a couple of years. And then when people believe that you've been in the business and people understand, that's called building logos, building trust. That's where you can, capitalize on that and be your best self. So, that's just the best way you could do it. Again, also short form content. That's probably the area where there's the least amount of saturation for our style. And then, one dude like Pickensburg ends up picking it up and retweeting it, maybe liking your content, maybe not even liking your content, but, maybe it's controversial enough with enough logic to where it picks up enough steam. That is where you're going to be able to like catch fire. So I can't wait for the kickers. Oh, Nade's back. Yes, I am definitely not going to stay for the kickers. It was actually my cousin. So we got the origin story of Alessandro. Cousin, they got a Game Pass on DAZN, started watching highlights without knowledge of rules, and I couldn't understand. Then started watching a lot of videos on YouTube. So, I mean, hell, if Alessandro can do it from a country that doesn't even love the sport, we can all do it. Tolly does have a nice kick slide, but I think that he needs to get a little bit more. He needs to get a little more fluid. Do you prefer the security of Latham or potential of Mims? Potential all day. Potential all day because Mims hasn't shown inadequacies. I've seen with JC Latham, I've seen him give up early on some reps. He's gotten so much better this year, but he gave up early on a lot of reps. I think the red flags with Mims are less because if you put Latham and Mims back in school for one more year, I think Mims would outclass Latham 10-1. Then I started watching lots of videos on YouTube. Oh yeah, we already looked at that comment. What a party boomer. I'm just not a big guy on the overall special teams units. I mean, I think all of us have a little bit better things to do than to look at a combine for punters and kickers, unless they start just launching absolute nukes, like, and just going off. It is what it is, yo. But I think that we will stay for a little bit longer. Like we'll watch the we'll see actually once they start testing the broad and verts for. Oh, we got some verts and broads for the second group. They're starting to test. I did just see. Oh, Dominic Pooney. Yep, they're starting to do the second group, y'all. Starting to do the second group. Carson Barnhart. Oh man, I like Barnhart. You got Dominic Pooney with a 30, Rosengarten with a 30, Charles. I'll see if there's anything like really good. JPJ with a 32. Let's see. Anybody else from that group that's notable? No. But broad got Mason McCormick with a 9.9. Did he not do a vert? He hasn't done a vert yet. That's weird. Do a broad but not a vert. Mason McCormick's a fun one. Dude is just absolutely unrefined. He has a ton of blocking reps, but I mean, I don't trust South Dakota State to really develop their dudes. So I can't really blame him. But it's kind of crazy that, the two South Dakota State guys are the ones pretty much leading the athleticism charts. So good for him. Amarius Mims, 9.3 jump on the broad. Not bad. So it looks like some of them are just going broad first. Weird. So yeah, he has the same broad as Tolly, who is a great athlete. Bo Limmer as well. Oh, it looks like they did broad first. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, we got KT Levelston being absolutely ass. I like KT Levelston too, though. He actually has popped up on my watch list quite a few times. But Brady Latham, nice. Jordan Morgan, Latham actually is somebody who I have on my list. I do think Latham's pretty damn talented. Jordan Morgan, though, that's pretty piss poor for a tackle, especially if you want to like separate yourselves when you have guys. I mean, to be fair, we're talking about 1 extra inch here, but he's someone who's known for his pure athleticism, and he doesn't have many other redeeming traits. I was really hoping he'd do a little bit more, just a little bit. Again, I mean, 9.2 to 9.3 is 1 inch, but we all know inches matter. Mason McCormick, though, 9.9, very, very impressive. We'll see what the rest of these guys do in their verts, though. Very excited for that. I want to see, dude. I mean, I'm actually quite surprised Blake Fisher only got a 28 in his vert. Kingsley Suamatea got a 28 in his vert as well. That's surprising. That's very surprising. Patrick Paul, 29. I don't think it's end-all be-all. We see actually quite a few of these offensive tackles do mediocre in their jumping drills. But Kingsley's someone who I thought was going to be an athletic freak and just light it up. A lot of people were saying this guy's going to run like a 4.8 40, and it's not like a 1-to-1 comparison, but that's actually quite a big letdown. So unfortunate there. Very unfortunate. See, anybody else? Nobody else is challenging it so far for that top mark. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm going between both of these because they're going to be apparently they're splitting up the group into halves, and then they're basically doing both at the same time. So that's interesting. All right, we got 4 more new chats to talk about. So Barnhart got cooked every time in that Penn State game to chop. Yeah, that's why he'd be a guard. They could make kickers fun, put up some targets. I would love that. I'd actually watch that, but they're never going to do that because they're boring. Kickers and punters got me licking my lips. I don't know why you're such a hater. We all know inches matter. Y'all know it's good. Y'all know it's good. I was a kicker in high school. Injury ended my career. I have such passion for punters and kickers. My dream actually was to be a kicker. I just never really learned proper form, and then broke my toe when I started doing like 1960s kick style with my toe. It happens. It happens, man. It does happen. But yeah, it was my dream always to like kick a 70-yard field goal. I could barely get it 30 yards. So, maybe I could have done it. I should have done it. No, I would have been ass. They're just doing some good blocking drills right now. I really like Blake Fisher's block is nice. I just for some reason believe in Blake Fisher, even when I was I'm a believer. I really am. I have faith. Zach Frazier doing the pop drill. Surprisingly less than I expected. You know, for a wrestling guy, I don't think he has very much pop. I think he has a little bit more control. Fuaga, I think he needs to get a little bit more comfortable with the fluidity of his movement. I think he's a little bit more power feet in the ground when he's doing his kick slide than, just like the fluid movement. That's my only gripe on him so far, is that I think it's why he also gets beat by power. I really think that's why he gets beat, or not by power, by some speed. It's just because sometimes he's so stiff with his feet in the ground that his feet aren't super light, and that could be his detriment. And that's why some people think he should be a guard. Did I see Greenfield's vert yet? Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild. Like, that's just wild. Still trying to see if anybody else is going to jump out the roof, so to speak. But, I want to see Kingsley Suamate's broad, because that's going to give us a good indication on like what he's going to test at 40 wise, or give us a good, reference point, but they haven't done that yet. That's why we're waiting here ever so slowly. 60s style. Man's got that John Paul. Yeah. Yes, I do. No, dude, I used to kick with my toe because I never played soccer. I wish Christian Jones, he actually looked a little bit weak with the pop there, but I used to kick with my toe because I never got to learn the soccer kick style. So that's why I broke my toe. Is Braden Fisk going in the first round or high second now, thanks to the combine? I don't know. I mean, the D tackle 3 spot is really up in the air, and it just depends on what Johnny Newton tests at his pro day. I don't know why he didn't test. I think it's very stupid because I thought he'd actually do really well in his drills. 4 sub 540s. It's a fast group. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a very fast group. And the 10-yard split's very nice as well. Not many guys who really disappointed me in this group. Hello. Okay. Yeah, not many guys who disappointed me. Blake Fisher, disappointing. Again, I say 1-8 flat is like where I really draw the line. Blake Fisher is a guy who tests it. He definitely tests my patience a little bit, because I think that really does matter. But 40-yard dash time, like, this is a very good class. Who is the best all time though? You got Taron Armstead and Lane Johnson, the 4.7s. Look at that. Fucking goats. What a beast. That's actually crazy. Look at how often all these, like the top dudes, most of these are actually really solid tackles in the NFL. University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Are you serious? I didn't even know he went there. That's wild. What a beast. What a beast. Oh, this is a good group. This is a good group, though. So I'm seeing, okay, no, that's all time. 24. So still nobody who's even tested really into this top group from that second group alignment, which is a little bit annoying. Did Garrett Greenfield run his 40? I'm tripping. He did 5.22. That is surprising. 5.22 when he did that much. Kickers win games. Yes, they do. They also lose games. Estimate is safe for now, being outrun by a lineman. I know. We could see one come out, though. You never know. All of a sudden, Amarius Mims just runs like a 4.7. Be like, oh my God. That'd be crazy. But we're still waiting. Still waiting. Good for the broad jumps, though. Good group of guys for the broad. Obviously, we got the new Tide number 1. But I'm going to go get some water because yo boy, thirsty as fuck. So it's right here. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have had liquid IV before, but wild. They have a mocktail version, so I deadass had pina colada. The chair. Yes, chair. How do you think Mims and Cedric Van Pran do? Mims is going to test very well. So far on the vert, or on the broad 9.3, nothing crazy, but nothing bad. He's going to run pretty damn fast. I think Mims locked himself high. Nate says high chair. I think that he's going to play himself into the top 15. So Cedric Van Pran, on the other hand, he's a good athlete. I don't know. His alt testing, yeah, he already tested. So Joe Alt had a 9.4 broad, and he actually had a pretty good vert as well, if I'm not mistaken, at 33. Did he? I'm tripping. Where's he at? Where the hell is he at? Joe Alt. I definitely went right by him. I'm tripping. Did he not do a vert? Alt. A-L-T. Nope. He really didn't do a vertical? Seriously? Man, I am tripping. No, not Tanner Bortoloni. I don't give a damn about Tanner. All right.
5. Very good.
No, we do not care. Oh, he had a 28. Oh, damn. Yeah, he's testing, though. So, let's see. What's our next question? Going twice legal. Look at IP limit on this one. Absolutely. Do you think Mims was drafted by the Dolphins? He'd move to guard. It just depends what happens with Terran Armstead, but maybe. I mean, if Terran Armstead's there, I don't think he replaces Terran Armstead instantly. He's not going to bench him. We got 28 inches, yes. Yeah, that's not great. Well, in some instances, that would be great. I eat French fries like it's crack. Smiley French fries, dude. Those things are crack. Straight up, like I kind of miss that. I miss the smiley face fries. I don't know if they actually taste good anymore though. But I'm also not really a connoisseur of fast food at this moment. But actually, I lied. I went to In-N-Out last night, but I should stream more often. Dude, it fucking drains me. I need a reason to stream, though. So that's what I was asking y'all yesterday. I would love to stream more. It's just, I need a reason to. Like, what would y'all want in streams? Because streams don't garner the same attention that actual vids do. So that's why it's like for a mock draft, I'm not going to necessarily do, we're not going to do a mock draft on live unless it's like a collaborative mock with, somebody who wants to do a live stream one. They still sell them at stores, the smiley face French fries. They're either crunchy or soft as shit. True. What state am I from? Jay Willie. I am, originally from Cali, but I live now full-time, and I will be living full-time in Texas, and I've been here for a while. Steve says, Evening Mates just tuned in. Any standout players so far? Not really. I mean, we got Garrett Greenfield who jumped a record, I think, on the vertical for O-lineman. Like, yeah, he did. By 1.5 inches all time, which is crazy. Tylen Grable didn't even get love because he would have actually been 0.5 inch shorter than the record last time. So we got some very athletic dudes here. 40-yard dash time. We got some fast guys in the group, but nothing that blows your socks off. Now we have official numbers. We do have officially 4 guys under 5 seconds, which is crazy. Looking at the official times, Christian Haynes being so close to 5 seconds is fine with me. But Joe Alt, honestly, is faster than I expected. He's more athletic than Olu Fashanu so far, except for in the vert. Tully Fawaga did a little bit less than expected. Same thing with Tyler Guyton. But, again, it's solid. So, who are you looking at today, and who do you think will really boost their stock? I mean, honestly, I didn't even plan on streaming today, just to be blunt. I was like, screw this. I don't care about O-line for Combine unless it's like crazy good or crazy bad. But that being said, I really want to see how Mims tests. That's the guy who I really think will make or break his stock. Same thing with Latham. So we'll leave it there. Those are the ones who have the most to gain, so to speak. L. I don't know what else is for. And then we got W. NFL draft live streams, free agency live stream. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're going to be doing a draft live stream. We do it every single year. Free agency live stream is not a bad idea, though. That's not a bad idea at all. We actually might do that. So shout out to Nate for that one. So we got our W right there. Favorite ice cream flavor. So on a consistent basis, coffee. I don't know why. It's absolute gas. Trader Joe's, they have one of the best ice cream probably consistently ever, but they have a really good coffee flavor. My favorite ice cream of all time, though, is they've now been nationalized in a chain, but Jenny's, they have something called Buckeye, which is salted peanut butter with chocolate flecks. That's my go-to. And when I go to Jenny's, I get that, and then their coffee with cream milk and sugar, or coffee with milk and sugar. It's ridiculously good. But now they actually have something called, I'm tripping. It's like some type of sorbet. I'm forgetting the name of it. It's limited time right now, but it has like cayenne pepper in it, or it's called hot toddy. That is unbelievably good. So my fat ass gets all three, and then of course I eat the hot toddy first because it'll leach into the other ones and ruin it. But yeah, that's my favorite ice cream combo right there. Californians walking off the plane in Texas and choking immediately. They're not used to fresh air. Yes, indeed. To be fair, my family's originally from Texas, so that's why I was like, let's bring them back here. As a Kansas City fan, I don't want Mike Evans. He's old as fuck. Yes, I totally agree. Mooney, I think, would be a very nice option, but I think you'd be giving up a little bit on Sky Moore because I think they play a similar role. Cookies and cream is an elite combo. Bluebell cookies and cream is up there for me as well. And we got some hate for the coffee ice cream. Yep, we got some hate for the coffee ice cream. Mint chocolate chip is a goated combo. Jenny's has a Savannah mint and chip, or I think it's Savannah mint, or Savannah buttermint. That's what it's called, and it has white chocolate pieces in it. It's pretty gas. Overly priced, but Nate is allergic to peanuts, so he doesn't even like me. Jordan knows what's up. Yes, he does. Mint is like toothpaste, only if you get the shitty kind. Is it Ole Miss sponsored Hottie Toddy? I don't know. That's a great question. I think it is. I'm not sure though. Fight me, Nate. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, that's my favorite ice cream by far. By far. It's my favorite ice cream trio by far. Let me put it that way. But yeah, if I had to get one flavor and just know that it's probably going to be good, it'll be coffee. I am insane, I know. Chocolate, well, for a while, there is this brand, I think it's called Enlightened. They have a protein ice cream that is chocolate with peanut butter. That's gas. I would eat an entire serving, or I'd eat an entire pint of that in one sitting because like majority of it's air. But, just not usually a huge fan of sugar alcohol, which that's what erythritol is. So, I just realized that you might as well eat an extra 100 calories, get 2 less grams of protein, and have 10 times the experience. Saying mint chocolate chip is like toothpaste is BS. It doesn't taste like it at all. I'm going to have to side with info on this one. I'm a little bit more on the alliance or on the ally side of mint chocolate chip. If Patrick Paul runs well, does he go rise in the early second? He's got to tackle body. If he tests well, yeah. But so far he hasn't tested that well. We'll see. Are there any more verts in? That's what I want to see. Please don't say Amari Smith is a shit vert. Please don't say he has a shit vert. Am I wrong? Or did they start? Damn. They actually cut it off now. They have only like a certain amount that they allow. So yeah, we don't have a Mims one yet. So that's why I couldn't find it, these fuckers. There's so many offensive linemen testing that they actually cut it off. Do you think Eagles take a wide receiver with their first pick? It's statistically speaking, it's what they kind of do. If BTJ's there or AD Mitchell, I could see it. Over under Terry and Arnold pick 9. Highest I could see is Chargers at pick 5. Yeah, I think the same. I think the highest I see is the Cardinals at pick 4. I think the probability is low, but I just get ballsy sometimes and just say fuck it. Pick 9 to the Bears. I don't think he'd go to the Bears. But I assume you're saying, is he going to be picked before that? And I think the answer is yes. I sense even the Falcons might be a team that could trade back if they don't end up seeing the guy they like on the board. And that's a good spot because teams love their corners. Like, they love their corners. But I would say the NFL always drafts corners higher than we expect. And so we might actually end up seeing him go a little bit higher. 2 Holy Cross boys, look at the small schools repping. Absolutely. My glorious king, Hail Mary Sports. What's up, Cornelius? That's a sick name. Wolfenberg. There's no way your name's actually Cornelius Wolfenberg. That's a goated name. Why is everyone so high on Evan Neal? And why is his game transferred to the NFL? I was somebody who had him at number 1 overall, or might have been number 2. I think he was number 2. He was someone who took such a massive progression step moving to left tackle. And he did a good job progressing at right tackle there at Bama too. I remember the first time I watched him, I messaged Broshmo because I watched an early game in the year, and I think it might have even been versus Ole Miss, if I'm not mistaken. And I just messaged him saying, dude, this guy's worse than Alex Leatherwood. And by the end of the year, I think they played Ohio State that year. He looked way better at right tackle. And I'm like, he's not there yet, but he's progressed so much. I'm a believer. He moves to left tackle, and then he picks up where he started off and then got way better. Very elite athlete. I mean, he did like a 50-inch split jump at 360 pounds. Like one of the most athletic players you'll ever see. And then they moved him back to right tackle in the NFL, and he was still polishing up as a left tackle. And it's a risk you run when you switch tackles left and right. And I think he reverted back to where he was at the end of his sophomore year at right tackle. And that's just not good enough in the NFL. And then he didn't, like, when you get put on your ass, essentially, not many guys can pick themselves back up very well. And he didn't. So I think he actually still could work out as a star left tackle in the NFL. And I'm praying they trade him away. Maybe to the Steelers. I'd be down for that. Wanted to go to Penn State and be their kicker, but the injury ended that. I was choosing to kick for New England or the Jets. Penn State is my favorite college to root for, even though technically speaking, I am an Ohio State fan. There's a little bit more into that backstory, but maybe another time. Just put the alignment up. We care about the NFL. Yes. Crazy how AD Mitchell is getting so much hype. Now the Chiefs might not even get him if we don't trade up. Yeah, you won't get him if you don't trade up. Current left tackle 1 is Joe Alt, Kyle. I think it's relatively solidified, but you're getting 2 different flavors of ice cream going back to our conversation earlier. There's no way. Mims did a 25-5 vert. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. We know that. That's some BS now. That's some BS. We don't spread BS in here. But I do also know Jordan doesn't BS. Oh. I'm going to cry. Is it actually? The Bills plan to release Nyheim Hines. So there's that. That's cool. I don't care. Where's Jordan Reed at? I called him Mr. I emoji yesterday. He did not like that. Oh, wow. McCormick did a 35-5 vert. Damn. Jordan, where did you see this 25-5? I'm not seeing it yet. Maybe because my eyes don't want to see it. Because usually Jordan's the one to talk about that. Mims vert. We got Denzel Mims. Okay, latest. 90th percentile for 40 vert and bra. No, I don't see it. I don't even see one person talking about it. As a matter of fact. Where's this crap? Okay, we're going to wait for that. We need to see a Raiders trade up for Jaden in your next mock. I do think it's likely. I think it's possible. Ooh, damn. They just showed some dude getting smacked in the face. Nice. The question is, they'd have to trade up to the 4 because I don't think they'd trade up to 5. What did I study in college? Alessandro asks. Business analytics and supply chain management. Who's my number 1 sleeper of the draft? That's a great question. Probably Johnny Wilson, just because no one believes in the poor guy, but he's a freaking beast. Ricky Pearsall is a sleeper. I don't know if Ricky's even a sleeper anymore, but he's a really good player. Whatever happened to Zion Nelson? I don't even know if he's coming out in this draft, but just injuries, man. Injuries have killed that guy. What happened with Graham Barton? That's a great question. What happened to Graham Barton? AO? BART? No, he didn't test. Well, that's weird. Does anybody else have information on Graham Barton? Well, that's crazy. I don't even know what happened to Graham. Once kicked 66 in practice. That's crazy. Xavier Worthy's from my town. Didn't even know that prior to yesterday. Where's he from? Hold on. Xavier Worthy, hometown. He is from Fresno. He's really from Fresno? No shit. My mom used to live in Fresno. My family first moved to Fresno when they came from Texas, actually. I'm on the Combine website. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. How can you have a good... That's wild. Hold on. We're going to just click on Amarius. I'm going to kill myself. Legally speaking, I did not say that. What in the actual fuck? Whose man's is this? Amarius. I don't care that you're 340, dude. Get your fat ass up there. I have a better vert than you. The hell? I just was hyping you up saying you were born on Mount Olympus. What is this crap? Seriously? Oh my god. I'm actually going to cry. Seriously, dude? Look at this. I'm going to look up Mims and it's not going to pull up. Reset all filters. Yeah. O-line. Vert. Give me all of them. Oh my. Oh, that's all time. Head ass. 2024. How is Mims not loaded in here, but he's loaded there? What world are we in, y'all? I'll just do all. What is this? Dude, this site's crap. I'm just going to look it up. Combine results. We're just going to click on a different one that maybe has the college. Yeah, there we go. We have the college. We'll share this tab instead. Maybe this one we could look up Mims. No. No. Screw it. All right. You screw yourself then. They're going back and reviewing the guys who jumped earlier, though. But, oh, dude, I had to scroll way down. For some reason, mine's just not popping up with the ability to scroll down past a certain point. Like, literally, look, I got vertical, and I scroll all the way to the bottom, and I lied. So, yeah, there's a Marius. To be fair, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just kind of disappointing. Really disappointing. Okay, so you got Michael Pratt for you as the sleeper. I like Michael Pratt. All right, didn't you play high school football with NFL players or something? Yes, I did. I played with Matt Corral. Kayvon came a year after I finished, but I got to see and hang with Kay. Zach Charbonnet was my buddy, so we got to do shit together. Colby Parkinson. Do we have any other NFL guys? Let's see. We got to play against quite a few, like Darnay Holmes, Johnny Wilson, Jermaine Burton. Michael Pittman was the year before me, Michael Pittman Jr., so that's cool. But, yeah. Okay, business analytics profs showing up to class having zero experience running in a business. I know. Why is everyone saying, uh-oh? What do you think of L'Jarius Sneed's trade value? If you're the Chiefs, do you trade or keep? Thank you. Let's see. I'm a fan of keeping L'Jarius personally, but they also have a really good corner core. I think L'Jarius Sneed's just going to be part of a trade package to move up. So even if Indy is sitting there at 15 and just doesn't like the options, maybe they bring back Michael Pittman Jr., which I think they should, and I think they will. And they're just like, yo, I think Alec Pierce can develop. We're going to move back, get a ton of draft capital for the future. That could be something where they end up boosting their corner value by getting L'Jarius Sneed and then ending up moving back. I think they're most likely they're going to keep or going to trade him, but never know. Dang, Mims stock went up to stock down. I don't think it went that far down because, again, I don't think the vert is that indicative of talent, but it's still good. He should fall to 44 in the second round for this. All right. He did jump 25, 50 plus age men with no talent can jump higher, including myself. He got that grandma vert. 2019-2020 Arizona State team was so stacked. I don't know what that was in relation to, but yes. Oh, you're talking about Johnny Wilson and such. Well, at least he doesn't have to jump as a lineman. Very true. Nobody's talking about Lad McConkey, says Jordan. I think people are talking about Lad. It's just overshadowed in the short term because of a record breaker. But people will get back. Mims falling all the way to 78. How terrible. I love that. This shouldn't hurt him. If he were slow, then yes. Yeah, we'll have to wait for that. Kingsley jumped 28, exactly, and he's supposed to be an athletic freak. Out of these prospects, who do you think AP takes at 13? Arnold, Fuaga, and Murphy. Thing is, I don't think any of those are going to be there at 13, but Byron Murphy might. But I'd go Terry and Arnold. I mean, Fuaga would probably be the highest on my board, but Terry and Arnold's like literally the spot behind him. I mean, I'd probably go Fuaga thinking about it because I trust AP to get a good value at corner, and it's just so hard to find really, really good tackles. Plax is better than Mims. I think you're talking about Flax. Yeah, Flax did a better jump than Mims, which is funny. Bring Snead to Atlanta. Not a bad idea. Joe Alt and Jordan Morgan jumped 28. So what's 25? Yeah. It's like, that's why I say it's not the end all be all. It's just annoying. McConkey would have been top 15 next year, probably. But next year, there's some really, really good receivers too. We forget these men are enormous, a lot of weight, could jump, and if they could jump, they would play. Yeah, they played probably basketball. Yep, there you go. Yep, played basketball. Yep. On the money. We're going to be only staying. I'm going to be ending this after the second set of 40s. So I'm just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up there. We've already done this for 2 hours. I love y'all for it. All right. Great. We are. When does Mims run the 40? Probably pretty soon. Watch closely to San Marcos. You know why Jaden Delora didn't accept or do you know why Jaden Delora was not getting accepted at Texas State? I don't know. I honestly don't know. When does Mims run the 40? Yeah, it's probably going to be in like 15 minutes. Malachi Starks comes out next year. Yes, I do, because the guy's a freaking beast. Hey, man, what happened to Graham Barton? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't know. JPJ is a day 2 pick. Changed my mind. I'm not going to. There's a lot of really good players. We'll see what happens, though. I got a lift today. That's why we're also not doing this for very long. I ended up not lifting. You are welcome, Estuardo. Does Nate Wiggins' stock rise or fall or not move at all? I think it falls. We all knew he was athletic. So it's not that, we ended up finding out that he's undersized. That's what we really found out. And we confirmed that he's athletic. I don't think people put enough stock into that. We all knew Xavier Worthy was athletic. The fact is, he was so athletic that he broke records. That's why it was a big win. If he ended up running 4.3 flat, I don't think that would be somebody on a big stock rise because we knew that. And he's 165. He should. Oof. That mocktail is doing the thing right now. Is 80 the best route runner from the top 5 to 10 wide receivers? He's up there. Definitely up there. I think that y'all going to hate this, but Johnny Wilson's up there as well. Marvin Harrison Jr. Those would be probably the top 3. Carson Beck to be a top 3 quarterback next year. Right now, he is my QB3 for next year. I agree. Praying JPJ is a day 2 pick. Give him to the Chargers at 37. I think, y'all ended up getting rid of Lindsey too. Brandon Rice is Amon-Ra V2. I really like Brandon Rice. Is YouTube something you would eventually want to do full time? Yeah. If it ends up being like that, but I have talked to YouTubers with 10 to 15 times my size that I'm making 70% as much as them. So Put out an Amber Alert for Graham Barton. So I just don't think it's very viable. I think if it ends up being viable, like right now, this would have to make, because just full transparency, YouTube doesn't make me that much money. Like I've had to work multiple jobs to be able to, pay bills and shit. Like right now, this is money making season as well. Like last year, I made 10,000. Like I'm reading it right now, 10,196.83. That's not a livable amount. If somehow, some way, we were able to grow that revenue with the size of the show, we could do it. But it's just something that's probably not going to be out in the possibility range. So let's pray that we get some more 40 times coming in here. I've got to pop back on, but we have yet to see anything in terms of freaking movement from the damn 40 times, which would drive me nuts because I just want, we just want to see the 40 times. That's what we want. McConkey is one of the best route runners in the class. He might be the best route runner in the class. So let's see. I want to end up retweeting that we are live just so people can see. Dude, I swear, every time I post any sort of YouTube link, Twitter does not like to spread that at all. At all. Kingsley so far is, my tweets are dying right now. They're not doing too hot. And that is A-okay. Do you see Karan or Kingsley going in the first? Potentially. Karan just isn't testing, and he won't be ready for he'll be ready for regular season, but like that's a tough sell. Someone who needed to really test well, because he's an athletic guy, but you wanted to see him next to all this top talent, and then he has a torn quad. He's not going to be going first, maybe second round. But Kingsley could, if he ends up having the rest of the day, end up improving. Like, has he done his broad yet? He did, 9.2. So he had 28 and 9.2. It's not spectacular. Of course, then again, we got 25.5 and 9.3 for Mims. Doesn't look like it's a very explosive class. Put it there. But, I don't know. You'd have to have really good on-field drills. Cornelia says, N is a first or second round pick. Let's see after his pro day. Right now, he's a second. Olufashanu has an injury. Oh, no. That's not good. I feel like Kingsley is early second and Karan is mid-second. That's very possible, especially with Washington being there. That's a team I trust to be able to go after someone like Kingsley or the Patriots. Please McConkley followed to 43, so ATL. Yeah, that'd be a good fit. Him in London would be nice. That would remind me a lot of him and Amon-Ra. Of Drake and Amon-Ra. NFL purposely injuring prospects. Yeah, I know. Does anybody have any news? Because I honestly have been trying to pay attention to talking to you guys, but anybody have any idea? I'll just look it up. Let's see. Fashanu injury. Latest. He ends his combine workout due to injury. Is there a video? Leg injury. Uh-oh. Thigh injury. That was 54 minutes ago. Said he should be okay for his pro day on March 15th. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. All right. So what's an unexpected player that you could see getting traded this offseason? I would say, let's get back on O-line here. I would say someone who could get traded that's unexpected is probably Joey Bosa. He could be even cut for that matter, but there's definitely some form of stipulation that he will be, gotten rid of. Bo Lemmer with a 36.5 vert is incredible. Good job to him. Bo was my center one coming into the year. Thigh injury, but what? I don't know, but if he says he's going to be good for March 15th, that's literally in less than 2 weeks. So Fashanu had a right calf injury. Interesting. Baltimore says thumbs up. Yeah, thigh, not calf. So I think I saw him touching his right leg after the first 40. I saw him pull up a little bit as well. ATL needs to trade for Fields, then trade up to 5 for Neighbors. You think that'd be intriguing to see all those moving trades. Very difficult to tell teams that like we're going to be moving past you, especially when the trade value is that high. It's very tough. Slow is an interesting prospect. I agree. I was thinking he'd actually be really freaking good this year, and he just didn't. Which team will make a crazy move of getting Milton earlier than expected? Maybe Pittsburgh Steelers if they think Kenny is the guy. What injury is more significant, Wiggins or Fashanu? Both top prospects, both got hurt on the 40. I think both of them are going to be back for their pro day. So I think that Wiggins could be if he doesn't test or if he isn't ready for his next one. Because running a 40, you are bound to potentially get hurt. It just happens. But Nate Wiggins has the size concern. So that's the only reason why I would say potentially more significant, because there's not many more positives than the mobility for him. Cornelius says Devin Leary has a pretty deep ball. I agree. He's an older prospect though. Aiden O'Connell is top 5. Keaton's a UDFA at best. He is. You are correct, but I was just hoping he'd be better. So Keaton is the next Purdy. I really like Keaton, actually. That's the thing. I really do like him. I could see him working out as a backup QB. I saw the PFF guys talking about Snead getting traded for a first. Do you see it, or is it too high? I don't know if he actually is worth the value of a first-round pick, but I think in combination, let's just say Kansas City trades up with a third-round pick and the value is roughly 2 firsts, that might be able to get that value up there. Wish Tracy McSorley was throwing. Wish Trace McSorley was throwing God arm. I do not like Trace McSorley's throws this week at all. At all. Remotely. He was like, Kellen Mond was doing a fine job. Can we get the 40s, please? My good sirs. I do not want to be continually just sitting on my ass here. That is not my vibe for the day. It is a nice day outside. I don't even know if it's a nice day outside. Let's just check it. Is it a nice day outside? It's 80 and sunny. What the hell am I doing in here? Oh. Damn, the UV index is up to 6 too. I could have been balling out. Wait, what's the wind though? Ooh, 16 miles per hour? Dude, I hate Texas. I swear, that's like the worst part of Texas. There's so much ass wind. Like, if the wind was not here, it would be fine. Yeah, dude, look at this crap. For the next, like, freaking week, the lowest it gets is 11 miles per hour. Seriously? Oh, no. Monday, March 4th. We got a little bit less. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Ridiculous. I gotta like wait until summer to actually be able to do a video with Mike Renner because he makes me look so freaking pale next to him. Wild. Bowers came in at a good size. That's what most people were concerned about. Yep. He was bad. Do you think Raiola does good on the Cornhuskers? I mean, I think he's going there for NIL money. I think he'll end up transferring after a year. I think he'll be the best out of the class, though. I don't know much more about the class, though. I gotta admit. Do I think Jalen Watson / Josh Williams could step up into a starting role? Yes. I really like Josh Williams at the Senior Bowl. Fell in love with him there. I think he could be the dude. Does a bad vert have correlation to slower 40? I don't believe so. Like, we saw some guys have really good verts, have bad 40s, and we've seen guys who are like, solid. I think the real test is the broad. The broad's more consistent. Oh, we still have guys testing in their jumps today. They're still doing their jumps and shit. So that's cool. means we actually potentially could see some more guys in here. But yeah, I mean, it seems like more the broad is indicative of 40 than anything. Oh, the 40s are coming up. They have the beautiful pan. Let's go. All right. I doubt it. Each guy's different. Athleticism, Pierce Wall, the best for yes. Here we go. Here we go, baby. Thoughts on Miller Moss? Don't know enough about him at this point. Don't think JC is running. I didn't see him test at all. That sucks. Alex should hire Alex Grinch for DC. They should hire me for DC. JPJ and Latham skipping out in the 40. That's very, very disappointing. Can we kill? Okay. Jarrett Kingston's off. We finally have a 40-yard dash. Let's go. 502. That's a great way to start, even though that USC offensive line's ass. Can we kill the talk having moved Fachano to guard? We're not going to kill it, but I think we can finally say he can play both officially. Because I love his ferocity as a guard. That was like one of the things I really loved. But where is Fawaga on your board? Let's check it out. Why not, right? I think he's number 4 on my board. Like, y'all know how much I love him, though. Why do I have all of these open? Hello. So I have so many tabs open. What the crap, dude? This is why this is like my biggest weakness is actually being organized. There we go. Where is he on my board? He is number 3 overall on my board. There you go. Don't talk down on my USC King, little bro. Love it. Love it. All right. Oh, we're also missing out on the other guys running their 40s. Oopsies. Damn. So, oh, actually, no, we haven't missed out on anything. Brady Latham was the next guy to go. They just randomly paused it. Okay, we got the second 40-yard dash incoming. Brady Latham, 184 split, 5.32. Yeesh. That's not great. Eagles going O-line the first. It's possible, but I don't think it's probable. If the Eagles go anything other than cornerback, they sold. That's funny. JC loses points in my book. I do agree because I think that is kind of a cop-out. Big boys moving. Love to see it. Absolutely. Is Christian Haynes running? He already did run. He ended up getting a 5.03 on the 40 with a solid split, I think, of 1.76. 1.75. Unofficial. But these guys have been running pretty damn close to the mark. Matt Lee ran a 1.82 split, 5.05.40. Again, really, I focus a little bit more on the split, though. Why does he care? I don't expect him to be fast. I can't wait for special teams. Heard some talks about the Eagles trading for Snead. I just don't know if it's fiscally responsible. Like they did for A.J. Brown. Does it make any sense? I just don't know if they could pay him. Like they're not in a great spot overall. Zach Frazier, well, with everything that they should be spending money on, I just don't know if L'Jarius is going to be that big of an upgrade because they have 7 dudes already on roster. KT Levels to do this guy's a freaking freight train. 1.88 split with a 5.440. Zach Frazier is a beast. He's already recovered from his injury. I mean, the fact is he had an injury and he still tested, so he could be even better at his pro day. Rich Eisen said kickers are people. Yes, he will. Alabama's tackles scare me in the pros. They haven't had a very good track record. I like a corner, but it's not going to happen. I agree. Bo Limmer doing his 40. 1.75 split right away. Oh, yeah. 5.22 on the 40. That's crazy. A really good split, but a kind of a shit 40. To me, again, I care about that 10 split, though. So, right now, 1.75 split puts him with Cooper Beebe. Christian Haynes, that's respectable. That to me is respectable. For a first run, that's very nice. If Wilkins becomes a free agent, should the Cardinals pursue him? Absolutely. With no remorse. They need a defensive interior badly. Christian Mahogany's running. I didn't know what he 174 split and 514 40. Again, don't give a shit about the 40. I mean, if it's egregious, that's a different story. But let's see. Christian Mahogany 32.5 on the vert. What do you do on this guy right here? Where art thou, Mahogany? I don't think he did the broad, unless I missed it. No, he didn't do the broad. He just did the vert. So hopefully we'll see some guys a little bit faster. Mason McCormick's up. He actually led the broad, which means he might do the best in terms of the 40. I'm drafting Hail Mary Sports #1 overall to coach and play. Absolutely. Wilkins either a Raider or a Texan. I think he'll be a Texan. Mason McCormick, dude, this guy's arm swing is crazy. 175 split, 515 40. As a Steelers fan, are you Tomlin in or out? I'm in. I just think he needs to get a little bit more aggressive on his firing. He keeps guys around too long, but great coach, and you need somebody to uphold a certain culture, and he does. And the fact that people even consider Tomlin on the hot seat's funny. It's just because Steelers fans get impatient. Mims is next. Oh, I know. It's going to be crazy. Wilkins 100% Texan. Nobody else should even try. I hope that you're right because I think they need him desperately. Where's Ladd on my board? He's going to be, I think he's top 40. Dylan McMahon ended up, of course, stumbling, which keeps us waiting for Amarius Mims even longer, which is great. Great. So, oh, my dumbass. Huh. I didn't even realize it, y'all. I was presenting the wrong screen to you. So stupid. There we go. Now you guys actually get to see what I'm looking at. I was like scrolling around and I'm like, wait, why is it still showing something else? I have it on a different tab. Mims is running a 7.7 40. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Dylan McMahon, 177 split, 5.1 40. Got that top end speed, not that initial speed. 177 is still respectable though. It's Amarius Mims time, baby. I see Alex already spoiled it. He said, okay, well, Jordan already spoiled it. No spoilers, even though you already spoiled it. Apparently it's a 5.07. That's excellent. Nice run for Mims. I have not seen the 10 split yet, so I'm going to wait to look back at the comments until that. Excited for it, though. Excited for it. Amarius Mims is smiling after his 25-inch fucking vert. That's an interesting stance. Yeah, that's a good get off. I don't know if he's going to get much faster than that. 178 split. 5.07 40. Yeah, he picked it up. He picked it up there. I think he took a wide step a little too early. He seemed to have grabbed his right hip a little bit. I think he needs a little bit more fast feet at the beginning, but then we'll see. Glad I was looking at the TV and not the screen. Yeah. He moves, though. He moves. So he's comped to Marcus McNeil. Seriously, dude? I don't even know who the hell Marcus McNeil is. That is so rude. He is almost an inch longer in arm length. Seriously? Jacob Monk. I'm excited for Dominic Pooney's test. But we got, after Monk, we got 3 great ones to see. Morgan, Nugent, and Paul. Jake Monk, 174 split, 509 40. Nice. But I think, yeah, Ladd's top 40. So why did MHJ not interview? I don't know. I did not know Mims measured 6'8". Yeah. Yeah, he's like 6'7", like 3/4. Wild. Like, this tackle class is stacked with dudes who are just freaky. Just freaky dudes. All right. Jordan Morgan, 1.7 split. Beautiful. 5.05. As he should have. That just saved his ass. That saved his ass. That did. Still might be a guard, though. I mean, only so many teams need a tackle. And if you're really going to be drafted that highly, you need to be proficient. And a lot of teams think he's going to be a guard. What round do I have Cooper Beebe? 2. He's a really good player. Like, really good player. I don't know why people hate on him. I hated on him when he was like a top 15 consensus pick, but that's why I do that. MAJ met with teams, not press. Yeah, he did. I'm not a fan of talking to the press either. There's a lot of idiots in the press. I mean, I'm part of the media. Like, there's a lot of idiots out there. I got to meet a lot of them in Mobile, and there's some good guys in there. But I mean, there's a reason why I do my own show instead of working for someone else. I don't want to be like cap in hand, like, please, sir, please answer my question. Like, that's just so dumb. I mean, there's one guy I have a ton of respect for who does it better than everybody else. And I'm not just totally blowing smoke up this guy's ass because, he's come on my show. But genuinely, I have a distaste for 95, maybe 96, maybe 99% of reporters and guys who actually do these interviews. Devin Jackson does a damn good job. He's professional. He is he's non-assertive. Like, he's not going to be like a wuss, but like, he's not someone who's like barking, just trying to get somebody to talk. Like, and he's not clickbaity either. He asks really good questions. So, a lot of respect for him, but that's why, like, I wouldn't want to stand out there and just talk to all these like little guys with their caps in their hand, just trying to, get me to give a good reaction to them. Like, it's pathetic. So there's your thought. There's my thought process on the NFL media right there. So yeah, I don't blame him at all. I don't. Thoughts on Isaac Guerrero from Louisville? Ridiculous athlete. I got to dive into the tape on him though. Which probable first round pick has big bust potential? Xavier Worthy, because of the fact that he's so small. I can finally say that. So Jordan Morgan has like 32.5-inch arms. It's nothing crazy. Jacob says, what's up from Sweden? As a new follower of the sport, does every class seem bust-proof like this, or am I missing something? Every class always has that ideology. Like, you always come into it being like, oh, wow, like, these players can change a team. And a lot of times they can't. So that's why I sometimes am labeled a bad guy, because I'm a little bit more pessimistic on players' impact on teams. It's why if I see someone in the third or fourth round that's getting very good hype, like, I might sound very pessimistic, because it's like, guys, it's not like this guy's going to be the face of the NFL. Like, he's going to be a wide receiver 3 on a team at best. And that's not a bad thing. There's just a lot of good players. So every time we get this illusion because we're seeing players and we really like them, but a lot of these players are not going to have the biggest and best careers, but it's a really good class, like a really good class. Arizona goes Marv. What do you think the odds are of tackle falling to 27 in trade up range? The odds are, well, I mean, Guyton not testing through the roof, it's possible that one can slide like Guyton. Just the chances of that are pretty damn low. But would you trade your picks if you're Arizona, or stick and pick? It depends on free agency. Obviously, that's, it's a loaded question. I would probably stick and pick, but you have a lot of good trade capital. Drake Nugent, 183 split. Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh, that's a big loser for me. 523 on the 40 for Drake Nugent, or 523. Not good for sub 300 pounds. Patrick Paul ran 177 split, somehow better than a sub 300 pound center. 51440, very nice. That's a very good score for Patrick Paul. He might be in the winners for today. I don't know who Prince Pines is, but he ran 182 split, 53440. Are we live with Dominic Pooney, or what's up? Nope. Dominic Pooney, 186 split. Yeah, dude, that's shit form. 54840. That's a slipper right there. I was really hoping Dominic would be a lot more athletic than that. That really sucks. So question from Cornelius, when did you and Broshmo meet? So I think it was in March 2 years ago, maybe 3 years at this point. I was invited by Walk the Mock for, by the way, Roger Rosengarten, 173 split, 49240. This dude's been athletic, so that's perfect. That's understandable. Good job, Roger. There was this like celebrity mock draft I got hit up for by Walk the Mock, and it had like Broshmo, it had like all these bigger YouTubers in there, and I was like, hell yeah. By the end of it, because I think it was 2 rounds, I ended up, just trading all of my shitty picks for all of his picks that weren't in the mock draft, just like to poke fun and just like have like just mess around. And I hit him up in his live stream, and he was just like, dude, yeah, let's do some content. And then we just ended up kind of just like vibing, and we had really complementary skill sets. And from there on, we just ended up continuing to stay in touch, continued chatting, not even to do videos, but just to chat. And he's ended up being one of my top 10 friends in the world. So, genuinely awesome. Kingsley just ran a 174 split, 506.40. Good job for him. So, yeah, that's the long-winded version of how Broshmo and I met. In Italy, we say terrorist journalist because most of them would do anything for a few more clicks and interactions. That's pretty damn accurate. 5 safeties for this year. For this class, I assume is what you're asking for. I would say Bullock. Let me just look at my list. Let me just go to the board. You know what? It might be more entertaining to just look at it through this lens. Kalen Bullock. So yeah, he's number 1 for me. Number 2, I think, is going to be Cole Bishop. He's moved up quite a bit for me. Number 3, I'm trying to remember my board, but I also just like using this because it's more interactive for you guys to see as well. Number 3 got a little bit more tricky because I combine slots with safeties. I would say I don't like Javon Bullard that much. It might be, damn, because obviously things shifted. It was Cam Kinchins. Because I did have Mikey Senior still as a slot/safety. So technically he would be like number 3, and then it would be Cam Kinchins. I still think Cam has a chance, but it's just atrocious testing. But Tyke Smith, actually, I might toss him in there at 4 over Cam Kinchins. I think it would be Tyke, and then it would be Cam. I feel pretty confident with that. Maybe I'd put Kalen King over Cam Kinchins, though, as a pure safety. Where do I see Xavier McKinney going in free agency? I think the Steelers should be a good spot for him. We're known for just bringing in free agents of that same skill set. And we are willing to pay a ton of money on defense. SVP. He's getting ready to run. Oh, false started. Oh, please say that wasn't an injury. Please say it was just a false start. Okay, it was. Good. PP ran decent. I don't even know who PP is. Who's PP? There's Roger Rosengarten. Who's PP? I could just probably wait for you to comment it. Patrick Paul. Okay. Yeah, he did. He did a good job. But Cedric Van Pran, just about to run. Very excited for that. Yeah, Kingsley ran a good 40. Roger Rosengarten did so Alex wasn't expecting it. He's been super athletic. I think that he's a little more polished. SVP 177 split. He got up really fast though. 5.20 on the 40. He could have kept his level a little bit better. I think he's like a 5.1 40 guy. If I'm Arizona, I'm trading all those picks to Vegas for 13. What do you want to get there? I'm curious for that. It just depends. SVP running. BB, I'm late. Oh, hi, Connor. We got Zachariah Branch is an All-American next year. Yeah, he's a freaking monster. I'm not a fan of Newbin Baltimore. I think he's really, really slow. That's why he didn't run. Mecca wide receiver 1 next year. I think he might be wide receiver 2 for me. Tetraoa McMillan is ungodly. It's he's different. He might be my wide receiver 2 in this class. Maybe wide receiver 1. I think he's ridiculous. Does Williams switch to linebacker in the pros? I think he plays more of a. The short answer is yes. The long answer, I think he plays a rover role, which is a hybrid linebacker safety role. Tyler Lubin said he'd love to be a Raider. He's a high IQ guy. Fuck the Steelers. Eagles need McKinney. Y'all already got Fitzpatrick. Well, McKinney would play a little bit more of our strong role, but y'all could end up using him since you just cut Byard. Bullard's more of a thumper. Yeah. Did BB test? Yeah, he actually did a really good job. So I'll show y'all where did BB run. He ran a 5.03 on the 40, but that 10 split was very nice at a 1.75. Very nice. So yeah, he tested very well. Emeka over Luther. I haven't studied Luther enough to be able to say yes or no to that. I just love Emeka Ibuka. Next year class usually considered when rebuilding teams. It's a 50-50. It's very difficult to project. So if teams really see potential, there's like positions that are easy to kind of see right away, like quarterback. It's like, some dudes are going to progress and obviously be good enough, but when there's going to be an elite talent, like a Caleb Williams, we saw it from a mile away. Drake May, we saw it from the beginning. That's the type of guy that, like coming in, like that's going to be that. Like there's a general consensus on basically top prospects, and there's always going to be dudes who come in and replace it, but you'll just tell by how confident the consensus is as to why team might go crazy for quarterback this year. It's because you don't see anybody like that next year. At 27, Raiders, I'd pick Guyton, Tavondre, or Barton. Yeah, that'd be great. Alessandro says, Did you like Nick Bolton? Yeah. If you're already scouting back then. Nick Bolton was one of my first scouting reports. I think I had him as a late first. I fucking love Nick Bolton. He made a one play versus Najee Harris where he just dove through the line of scrimmage, just absolutely annihilated him, and I just ate that shit up. I loved it. Would Emeka have been more wide receiver 5 to 8 in this range? Yes. I would say maybe wide receiver 4, but like he's like in that tier 2 to 3. Jarrett Kingston going for another run, and he's at 503, so really fast. Who's number 1 player? I would say right now it's a really good competition. I actually have my 2025 board. I'll just read from that instead. So I did have Amarius Mims as my number 2 guy, but Travis Hunter, Harold Perkins, Will Johnson, and Benjamin Morrison, and James Pierce. Those are the 3. Those are the guys who I would consider in the race for the number 1. Neighbor said he would want to be a Falcon. No, that's when he was asked Falcons or Titans. And he was like, He said oof, actually. Who's the instant riser today so far? Nobody really. I actually, I would say Cooper Beebe. He did a phenomenal job today. Thoughts on Dylan Bell? Thought he was very Debo-like. I haven't studied Dylan Bell in all 22, just to be transparent. I haven't done that yet. Spencer Caleb were chopping it up at the combine. Yeah, that's fun. Going back to their OU days. That 2021 Chiefs draft was crazy watching it right now. Yeah, it was. If Luther Burden were in this class, where would you put him? I don't have an official grade on Luther. With so many receivers, it's not – I like to have a general idea of how good they are, but this class is too talented and everybody's so close, I couldn't give you an honest answer there. But he'd be in that tier 3 at the moment, which not tier 3 based on my receiver rankings, but based on the consensus where like Rome is like that tier 2, and then the tier 3 is like Brian Thomas and all those guys. So, yeah, the Chiefs drafts have been very, very solid. Cooper DeJean connected to the Steelers. I don't know about that, but I'm sure that we bring him in for an interview for a top 30. Thoughts on Quinn Ewers? Worst deep ball I've ever seen. Like, the dude just cannot hit the deep ball for shit. But honestly, his receivers doing so damn well in the offseason kind of makes Quinn look a little bit poor. But Quinn is still going to be my QB1 for next draft until Shadur shows versus more elite talent that he can do a little bit more. Who's your favorite day 3 O lineman? Right now, it's going to be Pooney, based on the fact that he tested this poorly, because I think he's going to be a really good interior offensive lineman because he showed at the Senior Bowl. Marius Mims, that's funny. Mason McCormick. Yeah, Mason McCormick would be, if he's there on day 3, obviously he'd be somebody who I throw into that mix as well. Oh, we're almost done with the 40s, everybody. Having a good time. We're having a good time. Oy vey. This is a good day, though. Let's pull over. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. There we go. That's fine. Where I used to be able to hop in and see a little bit more. I'm forgetting how to do this properly. No, that's not what I meant to do. Lamau. Okay, so who's better coming out of college, Creed or Jackson Powers Johnson? Oh, Marius is about to do his second run. Hold on. I'll answer that in a second. Oh. Come on, Marius. He's about to run. Come on, Amarius. Let's go. He looks almost a little bit injured. He hurt himself. Yep. Hurt his quad. Oh, shit. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, I could tell right away something was up. Oh, damn it. I hope he's good. Damn. He actually might fall for this, though, because he really can't stay healthy. Cornelius, or Takeover, ended up saying that. Damn. That really sucks. Please say it's just a cramp. Please say that's just a cramp. Shit. I would say Creed's better coming out of college. Top 3 running backs. I would go Trey Benson, then probably Marshawn Lloyd if he learns how to fix his fumbling issue. Marshawn Lloyd, and then it used to be Bucky Irving. I don't know who 3 would be right now. Maybe Brooks. I really like Jonathan Brooks, but just coming off an ACL tear as well. Thoughts on Christian Boyd? Super excited to see what he's going to do in the NFL. Just not enough exposure. So top 3 running back. Oh, for next year. My bad. So let's just go back to my board. I'll tell you. So my RBs, Ollie Gordon. He's my RB1 at the moment. Omarion Hampton. And then Trevor Etienne. I love those 3 guys. That's bro pronounced LMAO. I did. Lamau. Would you trade down? Pick quarterback or pick Marvin Harrison Jr.? It depends on the offer. I would probably trade down, but I like trading down. So, huge concern is health. Yes, I agree. He could slip for that. Mims of the Cardinals, with Kyler being hurt so often, maybe they could just, similar to how ladies go on the same cycle when they're around each other, maybe Mims and Kyler can go on the same cycle in terms of injuries. From Amarius to the Raiders at 77. He should have not ran again. I agree. Did the Vikings draft guide ever come out? No, it's ready to go up, but I wanted to wait till after the combine to redo the mock drafts because there's a 7-round mock draft in it. But Marshawn Lloyd is literally Josh Jacobs. I mean, Cornelius, I would actually say that Bucky Irving is closer to Josh Jacobs in terms of play style. Jaquavius Marks not being I like Jaquavius Marks actually from Mississippi State. I don't see the comparison. Yeah, I don't see it either. Sorry for the past question. What was the reason for Trey Smith getting drafted so late? I think he had a heart issue. There was like some type of medical issue that made him drop. Pretty sure he went back to school. Jaquavius Marks. I'm pretty sure he also went back to school. So good catch right there. I think dream for the Patriots to land a Dunze and then trading back up in the first for Penix. Yes. Bucky Irving's close to Josh Jacobs in what world? In terms of just the short range explosiveness, the vision, not necessarily the top end speed. So he has the similar traits, good receiver as well. It's really just the way Marshawn runs. He looks like Jacobs. Dude, I honestly think he looks a lot like, and apparently DJ said this yesterday as well. Patrick Paul did a 5.24. Oh, did he hurt himself? Oh, I hope he didn't. Or is it just Prince? Oh, Prince is doing a stretch. Bucky's a tiny back who's great in the open field. Josh Jacobs is a bigger power back. What made me fall in love with Josh Jacobs is this beautiful one cut that I think he did in the championship. And Bucky has that same elusiveness. I think that Josh Jacobs at his best doesn't just use power. Thoughts on the Seahawks going after Milton in the third? It's a little bit rich, but I would love it. Why is everyone getting hurt, dude? Honestly, dude. It's wild. It's sad, too. I don't know what's going on. The turf today, like people slipping and A couple people also tweaked their freaking hammies yesterday, or not their hammies, but their quads. Oh fuck! Oh that. Oh no, that's a hamstring. That's a hamstring. Prince just pulled his hamstring. Damn it, dude. Yeah. Audrey Esme is gonna be the next Derrick Henry. I don't know. I don't think Derrick tested that poorly. Dude, that hurt. Damn. Shit. Okay. Well, these RB comparisons are frying my brain. I'm a lot more confident on the Swift Lloyd than the Jacobs. I'm just saying the college play style is similar because Josh used his vision and one cut ability in a similar manner. I think Josh is a much better prospect because he added that power element. But who's the best running back in the draft? It's going to be Trey Benson. Switch the combine to MetLife. Honestly, switch it to AT&T Stadium so I can come see it. Everyone's pulling their hammies or their quads, I know. I don't really like the O-line running 40 apart from for the viewage. Yes. So if we'll check to see if there's going to be any more 40s, but if not, then we'll call it there, my friends. We will call it there. I don't think we're going to call it there, though. I'm so confused. Usually you can go into a live studio. There we go. There's the control room. Because now I get to see your comments before they pop up on this. So they should do 20s. That's why they have a 10-yard split, though. So after a commercial, all linemen got to be at a new drill. I know. Do you think sharing the spotlight will hurt Ohio State running backs? Or, yeah, I think so. Very rarely do RBBCs actually end up getting drafted really high. Javonte and Michael Carter were the last two that I really thought were like that elite level of duo. We'll see, though. Who's linebacker one, Cooper or Wilson? I would say it's actually, and a couple other guys think this as well, but it's Junior Colson, and then I'd go Edger and Cooper. But they play completely different styles. Same thing with Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson has a ton of injury history, though. Do you think the Cards should go land Nate Wiggins or Cam Hart later? I would say Cam Hart all day. Completely different build, though. 6'3", 200 versus 6'2", or 6'1" at 173. Like 30-pound differential. Yes, I do have Junior Colson as linebacker one. Thoughts on Max Crosby being the best DN in the NFL? One of, for sure, probably top three. What round do you think McLaughlin ends up landing in? He ran a better 40 than expected, but poor explosiveness drills, injury history, not very prolific in terms of his overall game. I would say probably a fifth rounder. McLaughlin's a 49er, definitely could be. I could totally see that happening. They know how to snipe dudes down the board. I don't like their drafting on day two. I think their day two drafting is pretty damn atrocious. Their round two drafting solid. Round three drafting has been atrocious in my opinion. And then their day three stuff has been really solid. And that's what's kind of kept them afloat. They have elite day one and day three drafting. It's kind of weird to say that because one of the guys who brought me into this scouting world is their scouting director. What are the top with 3 dream picks for the Steelers in this draft? If you can stay healthy, Amarius Mims, but Fuaga potentially, if some teams just would rather go and take a risk on Latham over Fuaga, that's like a dream pick. But realistically, Mims, especially with that quad injury that they just sustained, Ennis Rakestraw in round 2. And then, I would maybe say Cedric Van Pran round 3 because I love the idea of that full Georgia line. But maybe you could even get him in round 4. That'd probably be it. Maybe A.D. Mitchell to the Steelers in round 1. Like that could be like a little dark horse pick for them, but I just doubt that they'd do that. JPJ to the Seahawks. I would love that. Top 3 prospects for the Raiders. Terry and Arnold. Bo Nix. I know you're going to hate that one, but I would also put Fuaga in that mix. Let's see. I almost forgot you're on Pickensburg side, crying and throwing up right now. Yeah. I do like Pickensburg. Is Rakestraw still a top 15? He's TBD. It really depends on his pro day, but potentially. That's a big potential. If he ends up retesting much better, Bo Nix, what the fuck? Yeah. That's via trade back, of course, not at that spot. I'm a believer in him as an actual quarterback for the team. If you can trade up, then, maybe Jaden Daniels. But, the value of a trade back plus Bo Nix, I think might be worth it. We'll see, though. We shall see. All right. So Kingsley ran a 5.04 on his second time around. Kind of missed out on the rest of those 40s. Trying to get through some of these comments here. Any crazy? We haven't had really anything wild in terms of the 10-yard splits though. So Penny Sewell and Kingsley Suamatea, do not try to make that. I know the comp actually looks good in terms of by the numbers. Don't do that. Nathan Thomas, he's a long strider, man. He's a long strider. I'm a fan of the Raging Cajuns too. Penix to the Seahawks just makes sense. Yeah, keep him in Washington. But I really actually hope that, theoretically speaking, you could somehow, some way end up, moving back, getting Romo Dunze, getting Michael Penix, and then getting a tackle too. That'd be kind of an elite group of guys. Like maybe Kingsley, for example. SVP is running, and then we will call it quits after that. Oh, yeah, Sewell and Soa Tomate is that they're cousins. I know. By the numbers, they are pretty damn similar. All right, SVP's off. Man, he does not have that top speed. 5.23. Not bad. Not bad. All right, y'all. Do we have any final questions? I think I'm going to wrap it up there to save my voice. Ain't no way in hell that I'm going to survive much more of this in terms of my voice. But final questions. I'll give it 15 more seconds. Good stream. Thank you, Alex. We love it. Always fun to have y'all around. Want to be able to have more reasons to stream, so we'll see about that. In my opinion, Penix's ceiling is literally Geno from 2022. Don't see the reason for drafting him. It's just because it's cheaper in the long run. Caden Wallace ends off the 40s with a 5.16. Good job, Caden. Yes, great stream. Holla. But yeah, any final remarks from y'all? W stream. Thank you, Jarhead, as well. W stream from Suggs. Assume that you're a Ravens fan. We love Terrell Suggs. Flax is better than all. I got you, Baltimore. I got you. Go Blue. Thank you. W stream. Love y'all. See you guys. You as well. Have a good day, yo. Have a good day. Hold up. Did Xavier Worthy not do the catching drills? He did. Oh, wait. No, he did it. Right. He didn't do the on-field drills. It's another reason why I didn't think he really deserved it. But no, he didn't do the catching drills. So with that, I'll see y'all later. I'm going to have to recover from this. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. See you on the far side. Peace.